I've been waiting for this change. Come down below, come down below. It's so low. We are breaking out from these chains. We are taking down the locks on this cage. Now's our time. You better follow me right. Shadows, no dark days. Shadows, 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 shadows. Through the dark days. Come down below, come down below. It's so low. We are breaking out from these chains. We are taking down the locks on this cage. Now's our time. You better follow me right. Shadows, no dark days. We are breaking out from these chains. We are taking down the locks on this cage. Now's our time. You better follow me right. Shadows, no dark days. They call it the big time. Got your name in lights. Now you're gonna shine. Got 'em in your sights. You wanna be great now. You're just trying to find a way out. I don't wanna tell you how to live, but I just don't want you to miss. And I don't mean to scare you. I want you to live, and I dare you to give this life all you have. Yeah, all you We are legendary. We are not ordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. We are legendary. Living extraordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. There's no way out of this. This life is all you get. One shot to take. Don't miss, just make. Don't get it twisted. We're on a mission to live life legendary. Yeah, we are legendary. We are legendary. We are not ordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. We are legendary. what you want from this. Try to catch me by surprise. Tell me what you wanna see. Bring me to the edge. Get me time and time again. We rise for miles above the world. On and on, let it run all night. We won't even stop for the morning light. High above the clouds. On and on, let it run all night. We keep rising up so high. Miles and turn it on, let it run all night. Won't even stop for the morning light. High above the clouds. On and on, let it run all night. We keep rising up so high. High above the clouds. On and on, let it run all night. We won't even stop for the morning light. High above the clouds. On and on, let it run all night. We keep rising up so high. Miles and my bones are hard to break. I can feel when the earth begins to shake. I've been waiting for this change. Come down below. Come down below. It's so low. We are breaking out from these chains. We are taking down the locks on this cage. Now's our time. You better fall in line. Shadows, no dark days. Shadow, 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 shadow. Through the dark days. Come down below. Come down below. It's so low. We are breaking out from these chains. We are taking down the locks on this cage. Now's our time. You better fall in line. Shadows, no dark days. We are breaking out from these chains. We are taking down the locks on this cage. Now's our time. You better fall in line. Shadows, no dark days. They call it the big time. Got your name in lights. Now you're gonna shine. Got 'em in your sights. Yeah. just trying to find a way out. I don't wanna tell you how to live, but I just don't want you to miss. And I don't mean to scare you, I want you to live, and I dare you to give this life all you have. Yeah, all you don't get it twisted. We're on a mission to live life legendary. Yeah, we are legendary. We are legendary. We are not ordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. We are legendary. Living extraordinary. We are a giant up, now here I come. I ain't going nowhere, so you better run. I'm a giant, and I never fall. The biggest in the game, I want it all. I'm a giant, like a riot. I'm defiant, more power than a tyrant. I'm a giant, the biggest in the game. I'm a giant, I'm defiant, more power than a tyrant. Ha. And I never fall, no, and I want it all.
This week's Dragon football broadcast is brought to you by White's Chapel United Methodist Church, Feed Store Barbecue, Kim Bedwell Briggs Freeman Southlake, Godwin Bowman PC, The Baker Firm Fidelity National Title, Tommy Pennington Realty Group, Macero, All Star Orthopedics, Clayton and Clayton Real Estate, First Autoplex, Southlake Dermatology, CLC Roofing, Patriot Mobile, AC Pros, and Mills Wealth Advisors.
Hey Dragon fans, welcome to the Carroll Dragon Pregame Show, sponsored by Kim Bedwell Real Estate. Now here's your hosts, Chris Blake and Robert Clayton.
Believe it or not, it's already week 7 of the high school football season, and without a bye, the Dragons are playing their 7th game. Carroll looks to stay unbeaten as it hosts the Eaton Eagles tonight. Hi there and welcome into the booth. Chris Blake with Robert Clayton, statistician Scott Farrell, producer Bill Webb, and director Tim Polster here on the Kim Bedwell Realty Group pregame show. It is a Thursday night, a little toasty for mid-October, 86 degrees. The high today was 90. And Robert, can you remember a Thursday night home game for the Dragons?
A home game at Dragon Stadium on a Thursday doesn't happen often, Chris. But I'll tell you this, with the 4-day weekend, 2 things can help the Dragons. Number 1, you got to treat it like a Friday night, so get the crowd in here. And number 2, it's actually an opportunity to heal up a little bit, given the 4-day weekend and the bye week being at the end of the season.
4-day weekend for the students, the parents, who knows. But kids don't have school tomorrow, so no excuse not to be out here. But let's backtrack to last week. Dragons defeated Keller 52-21. A lot of talk about next man up mentality when it comes to Carroll. And I don't know if anybody could have personified that more than Davis Penn stepping into the absence of Riley Wormley.
Davis Penn is just incredible. Did it surprise me that he did so well? No, it did not, Chris. But rushing for 136 yards, 4 TDs is a statement. And Davis Penn continued where he left off from the 2023 season. He's just a leader, Chris.
Saw him there for a moment alongside quarterback Angelo Renda on your screen right now. And we'll get to more of the players who stepped up last week when we talk in depth about the Carroll defense. But let's chat about this Eaton team a little bit. The Eagles have won back-to-back district games over LD Bell and Central. And head coach Ellis Miller thinks they're improving week to week.
Well, Chris, this is a team that is improving. Coach Miller felt like, with the week 3 bye really set the development of his team back a little bit, especially with the injury to senior QB Mason Stubbe's hand. Now Coach Miller feels that the locker room is as good as he's ever seen it, and the team's taking one game at a time mentality.
Mentioned that injury to Mason Stubbe. He's fully healed now, but his hand was stepped on after a turnover in a game in the non-district part of the season. You look at the numbers, Stubbe didn't miss a game, but there was a game against Northwest earlier this season where he was 6 of 14 for 45 yards and comes out to about 3 yards of completion or something along those lines for Stubbe. So they were not throwing the ball deep with the cut on his hand. A couple of things going on tonight here at Dragon Stadium. First, it's the annual Pink Out Game. Each season, the Dragon Pink Out Game honors cancer survivors, raises awareness, helps fund the fight against breast cancer. I don't think any of us, Robert, haven't been directly affected or known somebody impacted by breast cancer.
Well, I think everyone in some point in life has been not only affected by breast cancer, but cancer in general. According to the National Breast Cancer Foundation, Chris, 1 in 8 women in the United States will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime. In 2024, 310,000 women will be diagnosed with invasive breast cancer. But there is hope. When caught early, Chris, the 5-year survival rate is almost 99%. It's nights like this that raise awareness. So go get tested.
You see the pink gloves, pink wristbands, pink socks on the Dragons right there. And nights like this also serve, yes, to raise awareness, but also for survivors as a night of celebration. So we want to celebrate everybody who has been cancer-free for any period of time as well. And the other thing going on here tonight is Carroll's annual 6th grade visit. The Dragons treat it like a high school kid going on a college visit and really gets these middle schoolers excited to play football when they start 7th grade a year from now.
Well, it's an incredible night. The Dragons coming up, and Coach Dodge, like you said, treats it as it is a college visit. Number one, the boys arrive at the field house early and they hang out in the locker room. Number two, they go out for clap out. And if you don't know what clap out is, it's when the team comes out of the field house before they get on the bus to go to the stadium. The parents and fans are out there to clap them onto the bus. Number three, they ride the bus with the team. Number four, they stay in the locker room for the pregame speech by Coach Dodge. And I can't imagine a more incredible experience than doing that as a young Dragon.
More pink out on your screen there. The Emerald Bells, all with pink bows. Band coming in with pink caps on as well as we get set for this one tonight. A Thursday night, Carroll hosting Eaton at Dragon Stadium. We've got a lot to get to on the Kim Bedwell Realty Group pregame show. We'll hear from Dragons head coach Riley Dodge, bring you the starting lineups, and get Robert's keys to the game. But first, we'll break down each team on both sides of the ball on the Dragon Sports Network.
Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 Dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
For mission-critical business litigation in Texas, business owners and executives trust Sean McCaskill and the law firm of Godwin Bowman PC. My wife Laura and I are 20-year residents of Southlake and the proud parents of 4 Dragons. I've been a dedicated volunteer in Southlake for the past 13 years, including serving 7 years on Southlake City Council. I'm the president and managing shareholder at Godwin Bowman, which was established in Dallas in 1980 to serve clients with business litigation issues all the way to the Texas Supreme Court. I've been with the firm for over 20 years, and I'm board certified in civil appellate law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization. Please consider me, Sean McCaskill, and the law firm of Godwin Bowman for your business litigation needs. Please visit our website at www.godwinbowman.com for more information. I promise you that we'll provide big city experience together with small town service.
Welcome to Macero Southlake, where American life meets Mexican spirit. Experience our renowned Mexican-inspired dishes, featuring Tex-Mex classics, inventive salads, a variety of seafood, and our award-winning cheeseburger. But save room for dessert, and we offer a wide selection of curated cocktails, over 20 wines by the glass, and refreshing, vibrant mocktails. At Macero, we're more than just food and drinks. We're an entire experience. It's sharing laughter, spending time with family and friends, and creating new memories. Whether you're looking for a pre- or post-game meal, weekend brunch, or any queso-craving weekday, join us in the shops of Southlake. Come, see why at Macero, everyone's treated like family, and love is always on the house.
This is John McKellar from White's Chapel in Southlake. This is one of my favorite times of the year because football is back. The Dragons are all about tradition, and White's Chapel is no different. For over 150 years, White's Chapel has been at the heart of this community. We're a church that preaches a message of grace and love. We'd like to invite you to join us for worship this weekend. Go Dragons!
Hello, Dragon fans. Julie Walter here from the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title, located right here in Southlake. It's Dragon football season, and as a mother of 4 former Dragons, I truly know how busy our fall schedules can get. At the Baker Firm, we provide great customer service with our knowledgeable escrow team, and we pride ourselves with a boutique-style title office that will close our customers anywhere in the DFW area. So, as you get ready to sell, buy, or refinance your home, be sure to tell your local agent or lender you want to close with the Baker Firm, and you are sure to score a touchdown.
Carroll hosting Eaton on a Thursday night at Dragon Stadium as we continue on the Kim Bedwell Realty Group pregame show. And Robert, let's get started here talking about the Carroll offense. We told you what Davis Penn did last week against Keller, but he's part of a trio of juniors who are producing at skill positions at a high level this year. And let's start at quarterback with Angelo Renda. Last week he threw the ball for 245 yards, 2 touchdowns. Here's where he stacks up among 6A quarterbacks.
Yeah, you talk about he's part of the triplets, what I like to say, Chris. Looking at where he's at, he's third in the area in passing at 1,450 yards and 17 TDs. He's really come on strong, and his game has improved each and every week.
And even more impressive when you consider that there's been a lot of second halves where the Dragons aren't throwing the ball a whole lot, and those numbers still stand out among 6A passers in the area. At the receiver position, his favorite target has been Brock Boyd. He's got nearly 400 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns over the last 3 games. And here's where Boyd stacks up among area receivers.
And if you see Boyd, he's sitting number 2 in the area right now with 690 yards and 9 TDs. He's 2 yards shy of being the leading receiver in the area. I'll tell you what, he's putting monster numbers, on the stats this year, Chris. He's a big problem for these secondaries the Dragons are facing.
Boyd is committed, of course, to TCU, and the Horned Frogs head coach, Sonny Dykes, actually here at Dragon Stadium tonight. Horned Frogs are off this week, so Dykes making the drive half an hour to the northeast to watch one of his receivers that'll be out in Fort Worth in a couple of years. But elsewhere for the Dragons, they will face a defensive line that has some of the most talented defensive ends they've seen all year in Ahmad Griffin and Elijah Lash. Robert, how does this defensive front match up with the Carroll O-line?
Well, number one, Chris, this defensive line gets off the ball, especially the edge rushers. Griffin is what Coach Miller calls a dude. Number 9, Lash, is their most talented player. He's only a junior. We're talking the most talented player on the entire team. He's been in mainstay since his sophomore year. He's a guy that runs a 4.6 in the 40, squats 500, benches 315 pounds. He can disrupt an offense. He holds 8 FBS offers already, and his athleticism jumps off the tape. The DNs will line up to the strength and to the boundaries of the fields at times tonight. Luke Wilson and Tristan Dare will face both of them tonight throughout. It will be a great matchup, especially for those young tackles, Chris.
So laying all that out with the strength of the Eaton defense being at the defensive end spot, what makes a successful night for the Dragons offensively?
Well, I think you combine that with the Eaton's defense. They run a 4-2-5. There are opportunities for the Dragons to attack the soft spots of the defense. Look for pre-snap motion to help determine the responsibilities of the backers. I would expect the Dragons to exploit, at least some of that formationally with mismatches. This in turn leaves the run game open by pulling on the total guys in the box. So I expect Dodge to go deep and test them, but with only 2 guys or 6 guys in the box, Chris, it's going to be tough to stop this Carroll run game.
And Davis Penn will look to do what he did last week against Keller. 4 touchdowns may be asking a lot, but surely Davis Penn wouldn't mind getting into the end zone 4 more times tonight. When we come back on the Kim Bedwell Realty Group pregame show, we'll flip the script and talk about how the Dragon defense matches up against the Eaton offense on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hello, Dragon fans. It's no secret, Southlake Carroll students have a long history of success. Protect the Tradition speaks to the success Carroll students have achieved in the past, both on and off the field. Games aren't won on game day. It's hours and hours of practice, working together, and trust in the process that builds confidence that leads our students to achieve extraordinary results. Like the Dragons, our team at Mills Wealth has a long history of success. We're celebrating our 25th year anniversary of helping clients make wise decisions about money. If we can help you, check us out online at millswealthadvisors.com.
At AC Pros, we are a family-owned company that has been in business for 27 years in the DFW Metroplex. At AC Pros, we offer air conditioning and heating services, maintenance and sales, and we are a certified trained dealer. Protect against the Texas heat or the cold in the winter with attic insulation, radiant barrier, or window replacement options. Contact us today for a complimentary energy analysis and air quality test. AC Pros, online at acprostx.com. Go Dragons!
For your next family get-together, church event, or corporate outing, well, leave the cooking to Feed Store Barbecue in Southlake. Feed Store has everything you need to make everyone happy, with delicious barbecue, fixings, and desserts. And the best part, they'll set it all up for you, and they'll take it away when you're done. All you have to do is eat. Call us at 817-488-1445 or online at feedstorebbq.com. Go Dragons!
Hey Dragon fans, it's Tommy Pennington here with the Tommy Pennington Realty Group at Compass. Do you think you need to do improvements to sell your home? Start planning today. Inquire about our Compass Concierge program. It's the hottest program in real estate where our broker will pay for the improvements at zero cost to you. Call us today at 817-416-9000 or check us out on the web 24/7 at calltommy.com. So from my Dragon fans to yours,
calltommy.com. Go Dragons!
Southlake Dermatology offers specialized acne regimens using a combination of prescriptions and procedures that are covered by insurance. The Specialized Acne Treatment Center offers a full range of services with access to samples and rebates that are only available through a dermatologist. Our office is on the 3rd floor of the Southlake Medical Building attached to Methodist Hospital off of 114. Find us on Facebook or search our website at southlakedermatology.com.
Continue on the Kim Bedwell Realty Group pregame show. Chris Blake, Robert Clayton with you as we get set for the Dragons and the Eaton Eagles tonight. The Dragon inflatable is up in the west end zone here at Dragon Stadium. The Eagle inflatable getting set to be elevated on the opposite end. It's very colorful. It's navy blue, but there is like neon green in the color scheme for this Eagles team. You'll see it on the uniforms and the inflatable as we move along here on the pregame show. But let's get into how this Carroll defense matches up against the Eagles offense. And we talked about next man up mentality with Davis Penn at the running back position just a little while ago. But defensive end Jack Van Dorsler also missed last week's game, and he's out again tonight. We know what Austin Davidge brings to the table. We've talked about him a lot this season. But, Robert, we saw contributions from a bunch of different players in Van Dorsler's absence.
Well, and I think it starts with Zach Hayes. Zach Hayes did an incredible job versus Keller. You know, if you look here at the stats, he had 5 tackles, 2 sacks, and then Ladd, looking at 10 tackles, 1 sack or 1 tackle for loss, and then Will Lyons, 8 tackles, a half a sack. And, number 40, Charlie Roberts, it is an incredible story. He's a guy that started on the scout team all year. He's been a force to be reckoned with against that Dragon offense during practice. He's earned his opportunity to get in that rotation, Chris, and he got that opportunity last Friday versus Keller. And I tell you what, you could see why his motor is so high. He got in the sack almost immediately as he got in. He put some pressure on the quarterback. He did a tremendous job. And that's what we talk about, next man up.
You mentioned Van Dorsler will be out again this week for the Dragons, so we'll likely see Hayes starting at that defensive end spot opposite Austin Davidge. Eaton quarterback Mason Stubbe playing the position this season for the first time in a couple of years. He played it as a freshman, but he's been a starting varsity receiver each of the last 2 years, so that speaks to his athleticism a little bit. He takes over for Noah Lugo, who is off to BYU, their quarterback last year. But Robert, what have you seen from Stubbe on film so far?
Well, he's going to have to press the Dragon defense vertically. which isn't really a strong suit of Stubbe's, Chris. He's going to have to rely on his athleticism to escape the pressure, and he needs an outstanding effort by his offensive line really to keep him protected. He's got to make 2 to 3 reads down the field today, and with a guy who doesn't pass an awful lot, he has the ability, but he just hasn't been tested a lot this year.
This is an O-line that's pretty big and pretty experienced, isn't it?
It is a great O-line. So I'll tell you, a lot of these kids, I would say overall, they average about 6'3", 6'4", about 275. It's a group that has a little bit of inexperience, but they've been playing together for a while, if that makes sense. Really led by their left tackle, Braden Culver, and their starting center, Tristan Gable. And you have a big right guard at Ben Lane, a very athletic right tackle at Jaden Young. And Jordan Gray is a very, very good player. So, it is an offensive line that definitely looks the part, and I think they're still maturing together as a unit.
So what does this Eaton offense need to do tonight to be successful against the Dragon defense?
Well, I think ultimately, Chris, they just got to move the ball. They've got to be able to establish a run game. They can't allow Southlake to sit back in coverage because it's not Mason Stubbe's suit. And they've got to get the run game going and get him out and Stubbe out, moving around the pocket, making some plays. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see a little bit of trickery as well.
All right, well, that is how the Dragons stack up defensively against this Eagles offense. When the Kim Bedwell Realty Group pregame show continues, we will hear from the head coach of the Dragons, Riley Dodge, as we get you set for Carroll and Eaton on the Dragons Sports Network.
Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, offering dependable nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks, so you get the same coverage you've been accustomed to in your area, minus the leftist propaganda. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you're sending a message that you support free speech, religious freedom, the sanctity of life, the Second Amendment, and our military, veterans, and first responder heroes. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service team makes switching easy. Keep your phone and keep your number, too. Just go to patriotmobile.com/dragons or call 878-PATRIOT. Get free activation today with the offer code DRAGONS.
Hey, Dragon fans, this is Robert Clayton with the Clayton team at Clayton Real Estate. Karen Young and I have been proudly serving Southlake for over 30 years in residential resale, family owned and operated, and former Dragons. Being a Dragon graduate, you truly understand what it means to be a Dragon. Tradition, excellence, and a winning team. That's what we provide our clients, the best service and experience in the industry with a winning tradition. Dragons representing Dragons. Call us today at 817-894-4152 or visit us on the web at www.dragonrealtors.com. Go Dragons.
Hey everyone, this is Michael Baum, General Manager at Hearst and Louisville Autoplex. We are longtime supporters of all things Dragons. This season, if you want to show up to the game in style, come see me or Brees Higgins, where we have the largest selection of late model, high-end, pre-owned trucks and SUVs. As a family-owned and operated dealership, we'll treat you like part of our family. Come see us on either side of the Metroplex and get a new ride today. Shop us online 24/7 at HurstAutoplex.com. Go Dragons!
This is Pastors John and Todd from White's Chapel in Southlake. White's Chapel is a church where it's all about Jesus. We're a place where real people make genuine connections, where it's okay not to be okay.
We're a church where grace is a lifestyle and where everyone has a place, from the lifelong believer to the unchurched or de-churched. We're here for you, and we'd like to invite you to join us for worship this weekend. Go Dragons!
Welcome back to the Kim Bedwell Realty Group pregame show as we get set for Carroll and Eaton on a Thursday night at Dragon Stadium. Chris Blake joined by Dragons head coach Riley Dodge. Probably not a lot of Thursday home games that you can remember at Dragon Stadium.
No, this might be the first. We felt like it was necessary with a 4-day weekend. Us being off on Friday and then being off on Monday, just trying to create the best environment possible for our guys and for our town to have an opportunity to come out to Dragon Stadium. It's going to be pink out. State's great official visit night for us as well. And so, hopefully we can get some people in the stands.
I want to come back to those events you just mentioned, but first let's talk about the Keller win last week. And of course, the big storyline going into that one was that you would be without running back Riley Wormley. Davis Penn comes in and scores 4 touchdowns in his first game, filling in as the lead guy. What can you say about his performance last week?
Not a shock. I think, it's funny, listening to people on the outside, just kind of, the worry. I mean, obviously losing Riley was devastating and definitely hurts. One of the top running backs in the state of Texas. We're just blessed to have 2 really great running backs, and Davis produced it on an unbelievable level as a sophomore, and got his opportunity the other night and cashed in. But no surprise to anybody in our field house.
You guys were also without a star on the defensive side with Jack Van Dorsler gone for the week. We know what Austin Davidge brings to the table, but you got contributions from Zach Hayes, Will Lines, Robbie Ladd, Charlie Roberts. How have you seen that front 7 depth develop since the start of fall camp?
Yeah, it's just gotten better and better each and every week. I think just naturally, our guys, over the years have just everybody's just really answered the bell. We call it, next man up mentality. And when you have really good players go down, we need others to step up in a big way and take on that responsibility. And we had a lot of guys, like you said, answer that bell, not just one, but several guys, and just proud of the way they played. And we're going to need that again tonight.
We're also seeing that on the backside of the defense as well, where some other players are starting to step up who may not have been starters when the year began.
Yeah, one guy I've just been really proud of is just the way he's practiced and when he's gotten his opportunities is Taven Kuntz. A junior that's a very, very smart football player, understands his responsibilities. Been really proud of the way Taven's been playing in the last several weeks.
Tonight you take on an Eaton team that has a lot of experience, a lot of size on the offensive line. So what's going to be the key to controlling the line of scrimmage tonight?
Yeah, I think it's just simple as being physical and being relentless. You got to be able to win football games. You got to be able to control line of scrimmage, and you got to be able to get your hands on your opponent first. And, you got to be a different kind of dude to play O-line and D-line, and you got to have a little nastiness to you. And so, we're going to need those guys to play with a little edge tonight.
And Eaton's quarterback, Mason Stubbe, has been a starting receiver for the last 2 seasons. What do you watch for when you game plan for him, and what kind of experience does it give him having played receiver going into that quarterback role?
Yeah, I think it just helps you understand where these guys are supposed to be, their breaking points. Seeing it through the lens of a quarterback, you can talk to the wide receivers a little bit differently because you know what it's supposed to look like. So, he's played a lot of football for him at wide receiver. Now getting an opportunity to play quarterback. He's an electric kid. They can really run. He's an accurate passer. So we're just going to have to do a great job on him all night.
Finally, you mentioned a couple of events going on at Dragon Stadium tonight, the Pink Out game, as well as your 6th grade official visit night. Talk a little bit more about some of those things that are going on this evening.
Yeah, just, we started 6th grade official visit night around 4 years ago. It's been an unbelievable event just with our 6th graders, they're rising 7th graders, and, treating it like a college official visit. They're going to come over to the field house around 4 o'clock. They're going to get on the bus with us, go through the clap out with us, experience that really cool atmosphere. They're going to get over to Dragon Stadium and have some pizza, hang out with us during pregame on the sideline, be in the locker room during my pregame speech, do the Dragon Walk, and run through the tunnel with us. So just want those kids to experience, what it's going to look like one day for them when they are in that locker room and they're a varsity football player. And then obviously Pink Out, an unbelievable event that we do every year, to show awareness of breast cancer. And we talk to our guys about, if we're going to wear pink, let's make sure we honor that person the right way. So excited about both events.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time and good luck tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Dragons head coach Riley Dodge joining us on the Kim Bedwell Realty Group pregame show. Carroll and Eaton coming up next on the Dragon Sports Network.
Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
Feed Store Barbecue on Whites Chapel Boulevard in Southlake's been serving up great food to Dragon fans for over 20 years. Chopped brisket, pulled pork, and their signature ribs are just some of the reasons that people in Dragon Nation love Feed Store Barbecue. Call-in orders are welcome. They'd be happy to bring it out to your car if you want them to, or your truck. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
Howdy, Dragon fans. This is Chad Cross, owner of CLC Roofing. As a Southlake resident, I understand what winning teams and championships are all about. CLC Roofing is your one-stop commercial and residential roofing provider. We offer roofing, gutter, skylight, and solar options for your home. Whether you need a new roof or just a repair, contact us today to schedule your free roofing inspection. You can visit us online at clcroofing.com or contact my office directly at 817-416-ROOF. That's clcroofing.com or call us directly at 817-416-ROOF. And go Dragons, let's finish.
Hey Dragon fans, Tommy Pennington here. Like the Carroll Dragons, my team understands it takes great fans to be a winner. I want to personally thank all of our Tommy Pennington Realty Group fans for their loyalty and ongoing support. It's because of you we continue to support our Dragon organizations every year. Please remember, we love helping Dragon families with all of their real estate needs. I'm here to give you the best advice and to help you anytime. My Dragon fans would tell you,
Call Tommy.com. Go Dragons!
This is Dr. Mark Greenberg, team physician for the Carroll Dragons. All-Star Orthopedics is proud to be the official sports medicine providers of Dragon Athletics. Our 8 board-certified orthopedic specialists offer surgical as well as non-surgical treatments for a full range of orthopedic injuries and conditions, with on-site imaging and physical therapy, along with best-in-class outpatient and inpatient surgical facilities. You can trust that we will be there with you every step of the way. Let us get you back in the game.
Right side gets away from a defender across the 5. Touchdown Dragons. A Thursday night game in Southlake as Carroll gets ready to host Eaton. The Dragons 6-0 on the year, and the Eagles come into this one at 3-2. Hi there, everybody. Chris Blake with Robert Clayton with you this evening. It is pink out night at Dragon Stadium. As you get a look at the Dragon student section on the bottom of your screen, you see all the pink there, the pink banner ready to be held up by the cheerleaders with pink bows in their hair as we get ready to get underway here tonight. So Carroll in first place, or tied for first place, I should say, in District 4-6A. Unbeaten so far. The other unbeaten team in district play at this point is Northwest. Northwest at 3-0 in the district. Dragons technically a half game ahead at 4-0 because they don't have a bye. They play 10 straight games before they get a week off. And they're playing a team in Eaton that also has to play 10 straight, or not 10 straight total games, but 8 straight district games, Robert, without a break.
Well, it's not easy, and it's like what Coach Miller said, was that, you know, they had that bye early. They didn't feel like the team was developed enough, and now they have this long stretch. And we talked about playoff scenarios with Coach Miller, And his impression was it's game at a time. They're not really looking at playoffs. They'll worry about that later on. And right now, really it's that fourth place finish that we're looking at right now, Chris.
Maybe if any coaches could commiserate together about having to play 8 games in a row, it's Coach Dodge and Coach Miller, because they drew the short straws when it comes to not having a bye at some point during the middle of the season. So you talk about those playoff scenarios. The other game tonight, I should say, is Northwest at Keller Central. The other 2 games in the district are tomorrow. Byron Nelson hosting Keller, and Trinity, which is ranked 21st in the state, is home against Timber Creek. So we'll, of course, keep you updated on that Northwest Central score as we go along tonight. Let's take a look at the starting lineups this evening for the Carroll Dragons. And in the backfield, talked last week, we saw him in the game, Christian Glenn, moving from that slot receiver to the running back spot. And we know what Davis Penn did last week against the Indians. The pass catchers for the Dragons, tight end Jacob Bobrowski. Luke Jacquemart there in the middle of your screen will not be available to Carroll tonight. He suffered an injury last week, but they don't expect him to be out for a significant period of time. Instead, we'll see Caden Mackey get a lot more playing time this evening.
And get a very talented sophomore receiver, Caden Mackey. From the first game, he had about 36 yards receiving, really kind of jumped on the scene. But those sophomores with Mackey and Gunter, they're pretty impressive.
Knowles a sophomore too. You got 3 sophomore receivers who are pretty talented here at the varsity level. In your offensive line, what we've become accustomed to, the Wilson brothers on the left side, Kerry Clayton at center, Nathan Damaraki and Tristan Dare at right tackle. For Carroll on the defensive side of the ball, Van Dorsler will miss tonight's game again. We told you earlier about Zach Hayes' big week against Keller last week. Hayes last week, 5 tackles, a couple of sacks, and a hurry. Austin Davidge, Jake Lucky, and Jackson Oakley there as well. Carroll will play a 4-2-5, so we'll see a combination of these 4 linebackers in those 2 spots. Robbie Ladd led the team with 10 tackles last week. And in the secondary, Gavin Strange back into the starting lineup this week. But Robert, William Chen is a guy who has really been impressive week to week for the Dragons.
They're doing a lot with Chen on the edge. He's extremely athletic, and he can get to the quarterback fast. So those design packages that they're putting Chen in, he's really excelling at them from week to week, Chris.
The coin toss at midfield right now. The captain's there for the Dragons. It is also 6th grade visit night here for Carroll as they do the walkout right now.
Will receive at the video board.
Ref Micah, not quite where we need it to be to play it on air at the moment. Carroll won the toss, will defer to the second half, so Eaton will get the ball to start. Dragons moving east to west in front of us here at Dragon Stadium. As you see, all these 6th graders getting a chance to walk out of the stands with the varsity football team tonight.
It's a pretty incredible experience. You see the Dragon team coming here off to the far right of us. That walkway through the stadium. As a kid, as a 6th grade, I tell you what, there can't be a better experience just leading the Dragons out there. One day you're going to be doing the same thing.
They, however, pull them to the side as they get ready to come out of the tunnel. I don't know if they could, maybe a couple of them would keep up. Who knows?
Well, if it was me in the background, because I usually walk through the tunnel back when I played. I wasn't sprinting and using any extra energy I didn't have to.
Conserve as much energy as you weren't the guy that was getting everybody jacked up at the front of the group.
Absolutely.
Well, again, pink out night as well. Banner also pink as you get a look at the Dragons. Set to come out here with just about 4 minutes to go before kickoff. The Eaton Eagles are also waiting at the front of their tunnel. We're talking during the last break. Eaton's colors, very Seattle Seahawks-like, kind of a navy blue with a very neon-ish green. Certainly not the Carroll Dragon green.
You have electric green and Kelly green. There are a lot of different greens on the field right now. As sunset approaches, it is a beautiful night here in Southlake.
Carroll Dragons.
Cooling down just enough as well.
is where we protect the tradition.
Still a little bit warm in the mid-80s
for some
October 10th.
Football!
A cold front expected to blow in this weekend, so a little more football-like weather come next week as the Dragons take the field on this Thursday night home game, a rarity here at Dragon Stadium. Led out of there by Rex Dugan.
Now we see the sixth graders following through. That's more my pace, Chris, running through right there. It's a slight jog, get to the end zone, say a little prayer, it's going inside.
William Chen, the last uniformed Dragon running through the tunnel, taking your approach of conserving as much energy as possible. Hey, how do you expect me to get sacks from the secondary if I expend a 100-yard dash 15 minutes before game time?
100%.
So Eaton out of its tunnel as well. And we are just about ready to go here at Dragon Stadium. Again, Carroll will kick off to begin this one. So we will see the Eaton offense first. And we will stay here. We will stay here for the national anthem. The Eaton band finishing up the school fight song. And the Dragon band will perform the national anthem. And the game being played on a Thursday because no school in Carroll ISD tomorrow or Monday. The district's fall break, so a 4-day weekend for the students.
If you would please stand as we honor America with the playing of our
Now
national anthem.
We'll stay here as the Dragon Band performs the national anthem. Dragon Band performing the national anthem as Carroll gets set to host Eaton. And Robert, as we get ready for kickoff, let's take a look at your keys to the game.
I think number one, you got to start fast, Chris. You got to get up and you got to shut them down, and you've got to get points on the board fast, what Dragons typically like to do. Number two, get pinned to the second level early and often. And number three, put pressure on Stubbe. We mentioned this before. He's not a thrower. He's going to get down vertically with the ball very much. Get him in those third down situations. Force him to make those decisions and make those reads tonight.
And Mason Stubbe, the Eaton quarterback, who we will see on the field first as the Eagles will receive to start the game here. The officials this evening, referee Bill Theodore, the umpire Chris Timms, headline judge is Thomas Bean, the line judge Armando Alvarado, the side judge is Bryant Warren, the field judge Brad Vick, and the back judge is Kevin Yarbrough. So ready to kick this one away. All kickoffs tonight presented by Macero. Back deep to receive for the Eagles.
Gavin
Keaton
Strange, set
Novotny
kickoff for the Dragons.
and Karsten Robinson.
Novotny and Robinson back to the Eagles.
Tackle your hunger pregame, postgame this weekend or any day with queso Macero and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Find us at the shops at Southlake. Macero, where love is always on the house. Our broadcast tonight and all our games this year brought to you by White's Chapel Methodist Church. As Gavin Strange boots this one away, and we are underway on a Thursday night. bobbled a little bit in the end zone by Novotny, and he will take a knee there. And the Eagles offense will start at the 25.
And Chris, we're going to see the Eagles offense today. They're going to really just start out of 11 personnel. So one running back, one tight end. They like to do a lot of counter, inside zone, and they'll get the tight end in the mix quite a bit. So I expect here in this first series, they've got to establish a run just a little bit here to keep the Dragons balanced.
The quarterback, Mason Stubbe, bit of a dual threat, 860 passing yards, 269 rushing yards on the year. As the player that comes in motion is Talon Holmes. Stubbe throws short to him on first down. He makes the catch and is knocked out of bounds after a gain of about 5.
And Talon Holmes is the guy that we talked a lot about last year, even when we covered the game. You know, he is that outside threat. He's a veteran to that offense on Eaton. Expect to hear him a lot. They use him a lot within the offense.
They show blitz, movement up front. Not sure if the Dragon crossed the line of scrimmage first or if there was movement on the Eaton side first.
Please stop the game clock.
Before we hear what the penalty was, get a request that the game clock comes to a stop.
False start on the offense, number 77. It's a 5-yard penalty, second down. Clock operator, set the game clock to 11 minutes, 55 seconds. 11:55.
Well, referee Bill Theodore almost gave the signal for an offside penalty before making the movement for a false start. So it backs the Eagles up 5 yards and kind of negates that first down completion.
And again, if you're Eaton offense, you can't do that. Very similar to what Keller did last week. You've got to capitalize on every possession.
Flags again. Chen showed blitz again, but backed off into coverage as the ball was snapped. This is an Eaton team that's been heavily penalized in a couple of games this year.
False start on the offense, 77. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
That's the left guard, Jordan Gray. They've had a couple of games when they've been penalized 10 or more times.
Clock operator, please set the game clock to 11:55.
And Chris, you can see Coach Miller on the sideline. He knows his team cannot do this right now. This is when you're shooting yourself in the foot, putting yourself in a 2nd and 15 now versus a 2nd and 5.
That was after you got a nice positive play on first down. On second down, Stubbe keeps it. Can't get back to the original line of scrimmage. Just shy of it, maybe gain of about 4.
A great job by Lucky on getting in, getting penetration, and really spilling the outside edge rushers, getting that inside, and good job by Hayes on cleaning up the tackle. Great job so far by the Dragon defense.
3rd and 11. This is the Eaton offense, coordinated by Tim Baker. They throw complete over the middle to Kellen McGreevy. The senior makes his 13th catch of the season right about the 30-yard line. That's not going to be near enough for the first down, and the Eagles will punt it away.
A good stop by Will Lyons. And again, if you're in those positions for Eaton or Mason Stubbe, you're going to get those quick slants. It's just with the coverage that the Dragons run. But when you have that down and distance, you've got to push it vertically and try to get a first down.
Brody Fouch, the punter, he also serves as the kicker, served both roles last year as well. And back deep to field this one for the Dragons is Parker Harris. This one was tipped, and it bounces at the 36. It's loose on the turf. Who has it? They say the Dragons got there first. Special teams come into play again for Carroll. And I think it was Brody Borges who was the first one to fall on that one.
And watch the replay here, Chris. You can actually see it's actually Austin Bussman here with the deflection. Great job on the Dragons special team on just getting a hand on the ball, and then watch the Dragons corral. Great job by the Dragons.
So great starting field position for Carroll at the 38-yard line of the Eagles. Just over a minute into the first quarter. So Renda brings Blake Gunter in motion right to left. Davis Penn, the running back, alongside to the left. Boyd, the lone receiver on the right side. Give it to Penn on first down, trying to bounce it outside across the 35-30. Steps over his own receiver, Boyd, and falls forward across the 20-yard line. Great blocking by the junior receiver outside to help spring Penn for a big gain on first down.
A great job by the O-line up front. You're talking about sealing that edge, and they're going to have to do a lot of that tonight, especially the right tackle Tristan Dare with the defensive ends, Elijah Lash. I tell you what, that's about as untouched as you can get here in the first 10, 15 yards, Chris.
Picked up 19 on the first down carry. Trips left on second down. One of your keys was to get Penn to the second level early. It took all of one play for that to happen. Another first down. Renda throws up for the end zone. This one is caught inside the 5, and falling into the end zone is Blake Gunter for the touchdown. His second of the season. And 2 plays into its first series, Carroll has a 6-0 lead.
We talked to Coach Dodge about Blake Gunter and how incredible he is just as a young guy. You see him right off the line here, doing a tremendous job on getting open. He's like the Swiss Army knife for this Carroll offense. Terrific catch, great touchdown. Dragons up, starting early and starting fast.
Tommy Pennington Compass Group extra point out of the hold of Zach Hayes. Is up and good by Gavin Strange. And just under 2 minutes into this game, Carroll already a 7-0 lead over Eaton on the Dragon Sports Network.
For your next family get-together, church event, or corporate outing, well, leave the cooking to Feed Store Barbecue in Southlake. Feed Store has everything you need to make everyone happy, with delicious barbecue, fixings, and desserts. And the best part, they'll set it all up for you, and they'll take it away when you're done. All you have to do is eat. Call us at 817-488-1445 or online at feedstorebbq.com. Go Dragons.
Dragons up 7-0 real quick on Eaton after the pitch and catch from Angelo Renda to Blake Gunter. Gunter had his best game of the season last week, a season high 5 receptions for 41 yards, and he is the recipient of the first pass by Renda tonight.
And Chris, he's a guy that Coach Doss talks about. He can block. He's unselfish. He takes on the routes. He can run the ball. He'll do the dirty work. There's times you'll see him kicking out defensive ends. And you'll also see him hiding on the line like he did in that play. Or you just got to account for Blake Gunter. He's that dynamical player.
Macero kickoff off the foot of Gavin Strange out of the end zone for a touchback. Tackle your hunger pregame, postgame this weekend or any day with queso Macero and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Find us at the shops at Southlake, Macero, where love is always on the house. The Carroll scoring drive, 2 plays, 38 yards in 44 seconds, ending with the Gunter touchdown reception. And now Mason Stubbe will try to get something going offensively for the Eagles here. Again, had a positive play on first down. Their first series, they handed off to Micah Rivers on first down.
Handoff goes to Micah Rivers.
Because for Mason Stubbe in this Eaton offense, you're not going to be successful if you do not get this run game started. It might be methodical, it might not be flashy, but getting 4 yards on first down is going to be the key. We talked about it this year, Chris, a little bit. Keeping that Dragon offense off the field is just as important.
4 yards on the carry for Rivers. Junior running back. 572 yards coming into this one. That's 13th among 6A running backs in North Texas. Give it to him again on second down. This time stoned at the line of scrimmage.
Rivers on the carry.
Sort of a misdirection play, and filling that hole for the Dragons was Will Lyons.
And you'll see this a lot by this Eaton team. You'll see number 14, Owen Skelton, who'll be a tight end. But he also acts as a third blocker, or not third blocker, but an extra blocker, more or less. He'll kick out the end, work on these counter plays. Great job by Will Lyons on this stuff in this at the line of scrimmage.
Third down, Stubbe throws complete for the first down across the 40-yard line. Goes Holmes, his second catch of the night. That'll move the sticks.
Again, Talon Holmes is one of his favorite receivers, and find that little soft spot in the Dragon defense, in between the safeties and the linebackers on a little slant. And we've seen that already once tonight, getting those quick time throws out.
Longest play of the night so far for the Eagles, a 16-yard pickup. Design quarterback run here for Stubbe. Makes a defender miss and just gets across the 50 into Carroll territory.
Mason Stubbe keeps it up the middle.
But you saw kind of that receiver skill come back as he avoided tacklers moving through the line.
Well, he's dangerous with the ball, and great play by Jordan Gray, the left guard, getting out there and sealing that edge and getting that little edge for Stubbe to make a play with his legs. They're going to have to do that, and Stubbe's going to have to be very conscientious of getting that done all night tonight.
5 yards on the carry. Stubbe throws on the run, complete for the first down. To Holmes again, his third catch of the night, another first down.
Pass complete to Holmes.
Where Eaton is really good as it was Stubbe, getting the ball, a little play action fake, a little bit of rolling to the right or left, and getting him throwing the run a little bit, a quick throw, and he's finding Talon Holmes, his favorite target tonight, having a lot of success.
Stubbe 4 of 4 on the night, 3 of those 4 to Holmes for 31 yards. Tight formation here. Stubbe flips it out. Greavy down to the 35.
Pass complete to number 2.
His second catch. They're doing a lot of misdirection type things against this Dragon defense.
Well, they do. They want to see you biting on the run fake. If they can get those linebackers to bite a little bit, it gets them out of position. It gets them out to the flats. The plays are almost like a little bit of a run play.
Slow it down a little bit here and go back and huddle up before this 2nd and 4. Stubbe under pressure, throws off his back foot. It is tipped up and falls incomplete. In coverage for Carroll was Robbie Ladd. He had a big game last week.
Robbie Ladd almost there with the interception. It was right through his fingertips, but great penetration by Austin Davidge. They brought Chin there on the blitz as well. Freed up Davidge. Davidge was really almost there to try to get that sack and really force that pass from Stubbe.
Eagles have converted 1 third down on this drive already. Send the running back Rivers out in motion to the left. Fling it out to him in the flat there, and he is hit. Ball comes out, and it's recovered by the Dragons. The forced fumble and the recovery by Luke Bussman. Open space against Micah Rivers. It's a turnover forced by this Carroll defense.
Incredible job by Luke Bussman. Watch him just keep his eyes on the running back, Micah Rivers. Great job on getting his head to the ball. A little juggle by Micah. And then watch the heads up by Luke Bussman on recovering the fumble. The Dragon defense doing an excellent job tonight, Chris.
Like Rivers was having trouble getting it under control as he tried to switch arms. Bussman there in time to disrupt that transition. Carroll will take over at its own 40. Hand it to Penn. Across the 40, pushed out of bounds near midfield.
Davis Penn on the carry.
Chris, I'm getting so excited right now. I saw Trent Wilson out there on the lead block. He brought the pancake, and Brobkowski brought the syrup on their plays. Tremendous job by that front of Carroll. You know, we talked about these defensive ends, how they can be a factor, but they're almost absolute right now. Absolute right now.
Penn in motion out to the left flat. Get it to him there. Makes one defender miss and picks up about 4 yards to the 45.
This is something we don't see a lot of Penn receiving out of the backfield, but as his role is expanding on this offense since Wormley is out, you're going to see a little bit more of him in the backfield and just getting those receptions.
That was his 7th catch of the year. He was the only running back really that played in the first half against Keller last week. 2 receivers each side tight to the formation. They bring one in motion. Pitch it to Glenn across the 40. And he picks up the first down. So just as I was about to say, Christian Glenn did not get into the game much at running back the first half against Keller. He's in there in the slot here against Eaton, due in part to the absence of Luke Jacquemart tonight.
And
that's good for another Carroll
he does
Dragon.
a great job,
First
Christian
down.
Glenn. He's kind of a pace setter. You get him involved in the offense on the end around. he can get up the field and make a play. He has big play capability. Just got to hang on that ball.
Gunter in motion, off right tackle. Penn keeps it on the ground, gets into that second level again, and crosses the 30-yard line.
Chris, this is just an old-fashioned counter play. The offensive line is blocking down. Big Trent Wilson, 68, is trapping down on the defensive end. They are giving this D-line everything they want tonight, and it's almost they're opening the Red Seas here, so to speak, Chris. And I tell you, these lanes are big enough for me to run through.
Yeah, Penn averaging 13 yards a carry, 3 touches for 39 yards on the ground for the running back. They get it in the flat here for Boyd. Enough for the first down and to the 20-yard line.
To number 11, Brock Boyd.
Boyd
down to the 20-yard line.
His first reception of the night. Mentioned earlier that TCU head coach Sonny
for
Dykes
Carroll Dragons,
is here
first down.
watching the game this evening. Boyd, a TCU commit.
I was mentioning earlier, there's a funny story about Sonny Dykes back in the day, the Bob Ledbetter days. Bob Ledbetter days. He was possibly going to be a quarterback coach here back in the mid-90s. It shows otherwise.
Seems to be ties to Bob Ledbetter and Southlake that just go across the Texas football world.
Well, he's just a living legend. He is treated as football royalty in the state of Texas.
Renda throws one up into the end zone. It falls incomplete. The intended target was Brody Knowles. A couple of players in on coverage there. Ben Self, one of them for the Eagles.
And we talk about here getting in the red zone, and these are design plays by Renda in terms of, hey, let's throw it to a spot there in the end zone and let our guys go up and catch it. Great effort by Knowles. I know he wants that back. He'll get more opportunities as the game goes on.
Karsten Robinson also in coverage there on that play. He also will see some time at receiver tonight. On second down, they keep it on the ground to Penn. Bounces off one tackler, hits it outside across the 10, 5, touchdown Dragons. Penn took a shot as he got across the line of scrimmage and just bounced it outside. Strolled into the end zone for 6, a 20-yard run.
Talk about the power of Penn. Just a normal inside zone play. Great play by Tristan Dare and Nathan Domrocki, but the effort by Penn on bouncing off the linebacker 25, getting to the pay dirt. Tremendous job by Davis Penn.
And Noah Esparza was there ready to make the stop, and Penn was able to shrug him off, keep going. Tommy Pennington Compass Group, extra point. Splits the uprights
And kick is up and
by
good.
Lemmerman. And with 4:34 to go in the first quarter, it's Carroll 14 and Eaton nothing on the Dragons Sports Network.
Sponsor, Texas Capital Bank.
At AC Pros, we are a family-owned company that has been in business for 27 years in the DFW Metroplex. At AC Pros, we offer air conditioning and heating services, maintenance and sales, and we are a certified Trane dealer. Protect against the Texas heat or the cold in the winter with attic insulation, radiant barrier, or window replacement options. Contact us today for a complimentary energy analysis and air quality test. AC Pros, online at acprostx.com. Go Dragons!
This is John McKellar from White's Chapel in Southlake. This is one of my favorite times of the year because football is back. The Dragons are all about tradition, and White's Chapel is no different. For over 150 years, White's Chapel has been at the heart of this community. We're a church that preaches a message of grace and love. We'd like to invite you to join us for worship this weekend. Go Dragons!
Dragons up a couple of touchdowns, 14-0 with 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. The Macero kickoff is through the back of the end zone off the foot of Gavin Strange. Tackle your hunger pregame, postgame this weekend or any day with queso Macero and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Find us at the shops at Southlake. Macero, where love is always on the house. Davis Penn caps a 7-play, 60-yard drive with a 20-yard touchdown run. Took just under 2.5 minutes for Carroll to go those 60 yards.
That's what you love seeing about Davis Penn. Talk about becoming into that lead role, even though he had that responsibility last year as well. But it's great getting his feet moving and yards after contact. Incredible job by the young man. Great second effort.
59 yards already tonight. They keep it on the ground to Michael Rivers. Pick up a couple of yards on first down. Maybe knowing that to just possess the ball here for a couple of minutes, if nothing else.
Yeah, if you're Coach Boyd, you've got to take some time off the clock. Okay, you got to get this offense to settle down a little bit and grind it out. You've got to get those, stick to the run game. There's no problem running on first and third down as well.
Ball's out or incomplete.
Rivers on the carry. Backed by Zach Hayes.
Keep it to Rivers on the ground. He picks up about a yard. It'll be third down.
I would assume, with the connection of Mason Stubbe and Taylor Holmes, looking for some type of slant route here. 5 to 6 yards, trying to get close to that marker. Again, not much has worked so far for this Eaton offense tonight. Something easy and something that's a quick pass, what I expect.
Holmes, the receiver at the top of your screen, out wide to the right. Stubbe under pressure, throws, and it is complete across the 35 for the first down. Greavy on the reception. Stubbe found himself with a couple of Dragons in his face and was able to get rid of it.
Well, you see the reason we talk about Stubbe being, he can move with his feet and he is slippery as a quarterback. And great job on just avoiding pressure, stepping up and delivering a big throw on third down.
Buys his team a new set of downs here. They'll give it to Rivers, spins off a tackle back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Again, Marcus Browse there on the tackle. A big play for coming from the linebacker position. And I got to give credit to the defensive line. This Eaton offensive line, as big as they are, they're not getting much movement up front.
Eagles head coach Ellis Miller has been at the school since it opened. Back in 2015, defensive coordinator there for a couple of years before taking over as the head coach. Rivers trying to spin his way forward, maybe a yard.
Rivers on the carry.
His 7th year as the head coach now, record overall of 44 and 38.
Jake Lucky. It's third down.
Helped him to 3 playoff appearances, but the last one came back in 2021.
Eaton can't put themselves in this third down situation. And if you're Mason Stubbe, you've got to sit back here. First, they're going to have to get the ball vertical just a little bit here to give themselves a chance and get out of these type of situations here that they find themselves in.
2 of 4 on third down. Dragons bring pressure. Stubbe throws one down the left sideline. It is incomplete. Busman tried to make a diving interception. Maybe a little miscommunication between Stubbe and Karsten Robinson. There wasn't really a receiver in the area.
Again, a decent protection by Eaton. You're putting Stubbe in a position that he does not excel in. These third down situations, if you can press him to get vertical, more times than not, Chris, the Dragon defense is going to come up with the win on that.
Fouch on to punt again. The last Eagle possession ended in a fumble recovery by the Dragons. He punts it away. This one nearly tipped again. Fair catch called for by Parker Harris and made at the 29-yard line. So it'll be Carroll ball. A minute 38 to go here in the first quarter. Dragons leading it 14-0. The first time that Eaton has given the ball back to Carroll, not in great field position. First one, punt was tipped and recovered by the Dragons, and then a fumble recovery by Busman on the second series for Eaton.
Yeah, you've seen really the Carroll offensive line really impose their will on this defensive line. It was going to be an excellent matchup tonight, and they're winning it so far tonight. Tremendous job up front.
Penn in motion out to the right. Brenda looking to go over the top, has Boyd all alone at the 30. He makes the catch, goes inside the 20, inside the 10, outruns the defense to the end zone for a touchdown. Rod Boyd does it again. A 71-yard touchdown reception. His 6th touchdown in the last 4 games. And Carroll is up 20-0.
Good in front of Sonny Dice as well. We talked about the motion here for Carroll. They motioned out Davis Penn. They had Knowles coming across the middle, allowing Boyd to get behind the defense. Tremendous job on just the motion to set up the play. And then Angelo Rena delivering a strike to Boyd.
So Boyd, really since district play started, has just been a monster for the Dragons offensively, as the Tommy Pennington Compass group extra point is good. And Carroll, a quick strike with 1:27 to go in the first quarter. It's Carroll 21 and Eaton nothing on the Dragons Sports Network.
For mission-critical business litigation in Texas, business owners and executives trust Sean McCaskill and the law firm of Godwin Bowman PC. My wife Laura and I are 20-year residents of Southlake and the proud parents of 4 Dragons. I've been a dedicated volunteer in Southlake for the past 13 years, including serving 7 years on Southlake City Council. I'm the president and managing shareholder at Godwin Bowman, which was established in Dallas in 1980 to serve clients with business litigation issues all the way to the Texas Supreme Court. I've been with the firm for over 20 years, and I'm board certified in civil appellate law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization. Please consider me, Sean McCaskill, and the law firm of Godwin Bowman for your business litigation needs. Please visit our website at www.godwinbowman.com for more information. I promise you that we'll provide big city experience together with small town service.
The Massaro kickoff will go into the end zone once again for a touchback. Tackle your hunger pregame, postgame this weekend or any day with queso Massaro and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Find us at the shops at Southlake. Massaro, where love is always on the house. Well, in 11 seconds, the Dragons add 7 points to the lead. 71-yard touchdown pass from Angelo Renda to Brock Boyd. Robert, what Boyd has done over the last 4 games, 467 yards, 26 catches, and 6 touchdowns.
Well, the stats alone are incredible, but I think what also speaks volumes is the development of Angelo Renda in getting that out there. And I think it also helps. We saw this change over a few weeks ago of getting the coordinators in the box versus on the field, Chris. I think that also helps a lot. So, but Boyd, just his natural ability is just incredible. There's a reason why he is probably going to be, after this week, the #1 receiver in the area.
Is there anything that maybe Riley Dodge is and Victor Gill are looking for against this Eaton defense that, hey, on the first play, next time we get the ball, we're going to take a shot?
Well, absolutely. I think they're always looking at, and some plays that they run, Chris, just as a football player, or to set up something else, or a certain look that they can get later on. We'll finish this conversation here in a minute.
That one complete to Karsten Robinson. Picks up about a yard before a few Dragons are in on the tackle, including Will Lines.
And so, yeah, I mean, they'll set up plays, and that's part of having Victor Gill in the box as well. Eaton plays that cover 2 high shell. They play quarters on the back end. And so if you can confuse them with motions in those zones on whose responsibility is what, you can get a guy like Boyd behind the safeties for a big touchdown like we saw last drive.
Those defenses are designed to keep receivers in front of you.
You want to get in front of you. I mean, that's all what Porter's ball is about. The 4-2-5 is a mix of really best of both worlds. You have 6 guys in the box, and then you have really 5 in the back to help keep everything in front of them, but also have a little bit of presence in the run, Chris.
Well, that will end the first quarter here with the Eagles trying to get something going offensively. After a quarter of play, the score, Carroll 21 and Eaton nothing on the Dragon Sports Network.
Howdy, Dragon fans. This is Chad Cross, owner of CLC Roofing. As a Southlake resident, I understand what winning teams and championships are all about. CLC Roofing is your one-stop commercial and residential roofing provider. We offer roofing, gutter, skylight, and solar options for your home. Whether you need a new roof or just a repair, contact us today to schedule your free roofing inspection. You can visit us online at clcroofing.com or contact my office directly at 817-416-ROOF. That's clcroofing.com or call us directly at 817-416-ROOF. And go Dragons, let's finish.
Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, offering dependable nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks, so you get the same coverage you've been accustomed to in your area, minus the leftist propaganda. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you're sending a message that you support free speech, religious freedom, the sanctity of life, the Second Amendment, and our military, veterans, and first responder heroes. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service team makes switching easy. Keep your phone and keep your number, too. Just go to patriotmobile.com/dragons or call 878-PATRIOT. Get free activation today with the offer code DRAGONS.
On third down, Mason Stubbe completes one to Karsten Robinson. This is going to be close to the marker, maybe about a yard short. So it's going to bring up 4th and a yard, maybe less. That was the 6th third down that Eaton has faced. They're going to go for it in their own territory. Dragons showing pressure, and Riley Dodge will call a timeout.
Timeout, Southlake Carroll. It's their first timeout of the half.
We'll keep it here, just one play into the quarter. This is a big decision for Ellis Miller because you don't get it. Dragons get the ball, chance to go up 4 touchdowns.
If you're Ellis Miller, you don't have a choice, I don't think. You've got to find some way to get this offense going, and you've got to keep the ball out of the Dragons' hands. You haven't been able to stop them no matter where the Dragons are on the field so far tonight. So with this opportunity is 1 yard away, he's got to rally his guys around and say, we've got to get this first down to make this a game.
Not a ton of success so far on the ground for Eaton. Micah Rivers has rushed it 7 times for just 10 yards. Stubbe has carried it twice for 9 yards.
Middle school band members.
But they have had a little success with the misdirection stuff, some of the short passes.
They do. Using Stubbe out there, using his legs to get around blocks and making some short throws. But again, it's going to take more than that on the Dragon defense tonight.
On 4th and 1, they keep it in Stubbe's hands, trying to plow forward for the first down, and he picks up 2 when he needed 1 to get the ball to the 36. That'll move the chains.
And Stubbe does a great job. He was a receiver for 2 years. He played quarterback his freshman year for the freshman team. So, he's very experienced with the ball in his hands. And good call by Coach Miller. He's leaving it in his quarterback's hand to get the first down.
Also might have the ability to maybe disappear behind some of those big linemen. He rolls out to his right, throws incomplete toward the Dragons sideline. The intended receiver is Holmes.
This is very similar. I'm not saying this is exactly similar, but very similar we saw in Trinity with their passing game, kind of rolling the quarterback out, right or left, trying to connect on the short intermediate routes. But again, what I don't like is watching Eaton getting away from the run game, press it and press it and press it. And try to get this ball moved methodically down the field.
That's how we have seen teams have some success against the Carroll defense in spurts this year. But Dragons make it tough for anybody to do that for significant periods of time. Keep it in the air again. Routes jumped and been intercepted. It's William Chen. He's going to take it to the house for the touchdown. We talked about how Chen has developed over the course of the season. He jumps that short passing route and takes it 37 yards for the touchdown.
Chen is just incredible. He's come on the past few weeks and been a force on this Carroll defense. Watch here just reading the throw from Stubbe, and it took a long time to develop. He beat his block from Kalen McGriffey, and interception to the house. A tremendous job by William Chen.
And normally you see a route jump that's like an out 10 yards down the field. Rarely does it happen in the backfield, but Chen got there quickly. The extra point presented by Tommy Pennington at Compass Group off the foot of Lemmerman is good. And we're just less than a minute into the second quarter, and the score is Carroll 28, Eaton nothing on the Dragons Sports Network.
And the CDF T-shirt cannon.
Welcome to Macero Southlake, where American life meets Mexican spirit. Experience our renowned Mexican-inspired dishes, featuring Tex-Mex classics, inventive salads, a variety of seafood, and our award-winning cheeseburger. But save room for dessert, and we offer a wide selection of curated cocktails, over 20 wines by the glass, and refreshing, vibrant mocktails. At Macero, we're more than just food and drinks. We're an entire experience. It's sharing laughter, spending time with family and friends, and creating new memories. Whether you're looking for a pre- or post-game meal, weekend brunch, or any queso craving weekday, join us in the shops of Southlake. Come see why at Macero, everyone's treated like family, and love is always on the house.
William Chen comes up with the Dragons' third interception of the year and is the first one to bring it back for a touchdown to give the Dragons a 28-0 lead on Eaton 47 seconds into the second quarter. Tackle your hunger pregame, postgame this weekend or any day with queso Macero and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Find us at the shops at Southlake. Macero, where love is always on the house. Novotny on the return up to the 24-yard line. And Eaton's offense will take over there. And talking about William Chen, with getting into the backfield, he's had a couple of sacks this year. It seems like he's made the big play when the Dragons need it. A lot of this stuff seems vision related, just the way he sees the field and is able to be in the right spot.
It's vision, but it's also just natural instincts as a player. And I think, Coach Dodge mentioned this week that he's just a natural football player. He has the instinct to get to the ball, and he's done a tremendous job on just getting pressure, getting those sacks, which you don't see a lot from the safety in on getting sacks. Chris, he's doing a tremendous job walking up on the line. Not only that, but timing things right. He had an incredible play last week where he timed the blitz just right, and he timed that just right as well.
First pass from Stubbe falls incomplete. Now, Dragons certainly have not been afraid to bring Chen with a little extra pressure from the secondary. And Lee Munn and this Dragon defense have started to mix and match a little bit at the safety positions as Rivers gets the carry, gets a few yards. Over the last few weeks, we've seen Taven Coons into games a little bit more. Luke Langford, Gavin Strange all getting some playing time. So a lot of different guys in the secondary for the Dragons, at least at the safety spot. The corners have been relatively consistent with Fisher and Busman.
And it's what you love to see. Just as a Dragon football player, they want to be on the field. They want to compete. And, all 11 are competing all the time, and that's what you want to see, especially on the defense side of the ball.
3-down lineman here on third down. Stubbe gets rid of it, throws it up, and it's brought down near the 40-yard line by Robinson. The senior receiver had a touchdown reception last week and picks up the first down here.
Again, Mason Stubbe sitting back in the pocket, especially is not getting the ball down the field all the time, but he can deliver. He does have a natural instinct per Coach Miller to get, make the right reads, and did a good job there. He's going to need more of that to try to get this Eaton offense in the end zone.
This one at the 45-yard line. That'll move the chains.
Pass complete to Robinson.
Again, second consecutive play for Stubbe, sitting in the pocket, allowing things to develop, and delivering a strike to Robinson. 2 plays in a row. Again, moving the chains. They've got to do this.
13-yard gain for the Eagles. They're in the Dragon territory now, ball at the 47. Empty backfield this time. Spread the Dragons out a little bit. Design run for Stubbe, trying to bounce it outside across the 45 to the 44.
Stubbe on the carry.
I think, that's a case of Stubbe trying to do a little too much there. He had Big Ben Lane on the pull, and if he would have cut inside, he had a little bit of a lane, but trying to catch the outside, you got to follow your blockers, Mason.
Get a few yards on first down. We tick down close to 9 minutes to go here in the first half. Dragons bring pressure. Stubbe gets rid of it. It is incomplete. One skipped on the turf, intended for Robinson. And it will be third down again.
A great pressure by Marcus Browse, and obviously usual suspect, Austin Davidge there in the backfield. Again, if you can create some pressure on Stubbe, he's not the most accurate passer. He doesn't get the ball out as quickly either.
Carroll back to 3 down linemen, but showing pressure off the edge. Whistles blow. It is going to be a timeout called by the Dragons. And
timeout, Southlake. Their second timeout of the half.
we will take it as well with 8:50 to go in the second quarter. The score, Carroll 28, Eaton nothing on the Dragon Sports Network.
Feed Store Barbecue on Whitechapel Boulevard in Southlake's been serving up great food to Dragon fans for over 20 years. Chopped brisket, pulled pork, and their signature ribs are just some of the reasons that people in Dragon Nation love Feed Store Barbecue. Call-in orders are welcome. They'd be happy to bring it out to your car if you want them to, or your truck. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
England Gophers, Roxanne Taylor, Great Plains Bank, and Cook Children's Healthcare System. Thank you for supporting Carroll ISD.
Dragons use their second timeout of the half before this third down play by Eaton. Trips to the right, Rivers the running back to the left of Stubbe. Drops back to pass, flips it out to Rivers. He's brought down in the backfield by the Dragons. It was Robbie Ladd again on the stop for Carroll. And over the last 2 weeks, Robert, Ladd has really shown up big for the Dragons.
Well, he's part of that rotation of the 4 linebackers. I tell you what, he has been showing up and showing out the past few weeks. And for a Dragon defense that's hanging out in this 3-man front, they're causing a lot of damage and getting the ball fast.
In punt formation for the Eagles.
Eaton will punt here. Eagles went forward on 4th down earlier on this possession and converted a 4th and 1. A spot where you're almost in that in-between area where it's a little too close to punt, too far for a field goal, but opting to punt it here. The snap hit the ground, bounced on the turf. It's going to be fielded by Harris at the 11-yard line. Backpedaling here, a couple flags come in as he is brought down after a return of a couple of yards. The Dragons will get it back, but maybe back him up a little bit. A chance to be one of the best first halves of the season for the Dragons offensively.
Well, offensively and
Here's the
defensively.
return, illegal ball in the back with student team number 21. Penalties half of distance to the goal, first down.
The Dragons called for a block in the back, moves them back to the 5-yard line. That point, or that juncture on the field, not a huge difference, half the distance. So Renda from his own goal line. Chance to march the team 95 yards. Throws one up down the left sideline. It is going to be stepped in front of and intercepted. Picked off by this Eagles defense. It was Ashton Tanksley, the senior corner, coming down with it as he was looking for Brock Boyd.
And this is one of the throws that Andrew Lindo likes to do, especially when Boyd, Coach Dodge says, if you're even, you're leaving. And he was even with the guy, and he took off on a pretty predictable route that Renda's very familiar with. And great job by Eaton on getting the interception.
Tanksley just kind of stepped inside Boyd along the numbers and was able to come away with the pick. So big turnover for this Eaton defense to get him the ball back at the 39. Stubbe will throw on first down. Plenty of time. Now under pressure, looking for some room. Rolls out to his left. Pumps once, thought about tucking it and running and is dragged down after a short gain by Zach Hayes.
Taken out of bounds by number 13, Zach Hayes.
Great job by Zach Hayes just staying home, and Mason Stube running about 15, 20 yards to pick up one. That's never an efficient way of doing offense, but again, he can move with his legs, and great job by the Dragons staying home and making the play.
Eaton at times has used a good amount of play clock before getting back to the line of scrimmage. Other times we've seen him move with a little tempo. Still 3 down linemen for Carroll. Give it to Rivers. He is stuffed as he hit the hole by these Carroll linebackers. And the cavalry comes in behind it. Rivers has found almost no success on the ground tonight.
It's third.
Great job by Zach Hayes, and they flipped up Zach Hayes, playing up in the linebacker spot as well, coming down and making a huge hit. Tremendous job by Zach Hayes.
Eagles are 3 of 8 on 3rd down tonight. Have not really been able to get it going between the tackles. Carroll backs the pressure off. Stubbe hit by Chen in the backfield, and his forward progress is going to be blown dead. They showed pressure from the linebacker spot, backed it off, and Chen came off the edge. Was the first one there for the Dragons.
The disguise is awesome. They have 2 backers walked up, and they walk him out at the very end. Great timing by Chen on getting on the edge, and he has nowhere to go. Great pressure by Davidge, and Chen is there to finish it up. Tremendous job by the Dragon defense.
Eaton offensive line on that one, not know where the pressure was coming from. We continue to see William Chen be a factor at multiple levels of this Carroll defense. Fouch will punt it away. Better snap this time. End over end. Harris does not call for the fair catch, trying to bounce it outside, gets there, turns the corner across the 15, and gets across the 30 before he is ridden out of bounds. Nice return
Parker Harris on the return
by
of the
Parker Harris.
He's taken out of bounds.
And Levon is doing an excellent job, I think, on this offensive line of Eaton. I'm just trying to confuse them up front, different blitz packages, bringing guys up, bringing them out, and not being able to get that right call in and leaving the edge exposed. Just great all-around play calling and play by the Dragons.
A 25-yard return for Harris. Brings the ball up to the 34. After the last punt and a penalty, Carroll started at its own 5-yard line before Renda threw an interception. They pass again on 1st down here, looking for Penn in the flat. A little too far out in front of him. It falls incomplete. Just Renda's 4th interception of the season.
A little bit of pressure on the right side, forcing Renda to get the ball out a little early. Again, that's big. Elijah Lash, we haven't talked about him a lot tonight. Hasn't been, much relevancy on the game, but he's a tremendous player, and he can get to the quarterback fast.
Talked about Lash and Ahmad Griffin, the junior defensive ends for this Eaton team, but haven't called their name a ton so far tonight as they give it to Penn, bouncing his way up the middle across the 40 to the 41.
Great inside zone run by Penn, and listen, that's what Penn does incredibly well. He has a great vision, get in between left guard and center and right guard, and he finds a cut back lane fast, and he can get in the second level.
So 3rd down for Carroll. It's the first time the Dragons have faced 3rd down tonight. It comes more than halfway through the 2nd quarter. They keep it on the ground again. Penn churning his legs forward across midfield. Strong run for the junior running back, getting behind those big offensive linemen out in front, dragging a defender with him on the way.
Incredible job by center Kerry Clayton on the back block, just physically removing Bryson Clement from the hole and creating the open run for Penn. Just a great job by this Carroll offensive line tonight. It's forcing their will.
12 yards for Penn on the carry. He's up to 78 yards tonight. This one thrown a little too high for Brody Knowles. We'll stop the clock, 2nd and 10.
If I'm going to tell Coach Dawes, I'm saying keep running it, keep pounding it, Chris. Get this Eaton defense on their heels a little bit. You're having tremendous success right there in the middle on that 6-man front. that Eaton's providing.
Knowles in motion. Brenda gets it to him. Out of the slot on the right side, makes a move, and picks up the first down. Gain of 11 for Brody Knowles on his first catch of the night.
We talked about at the beginning of the game on seeing stuff in the secondary. Part of what you see in the secondary is they are playing that quarters ball, but they're 5-6 yards off the ball, giving a lot of space for Dragon receivers to make plays underneath.
It's been an efficient night for this Carroll offense. Might be an understatement. The one turnover, the only blemish for the Dragons so far, trying to punch it in again before halftime. Brenda gives it to Penn across the 30. Brought down just shy of the first down marker.
Davis Penn on the carry.
As Penn
He's down to the
closing in on 100 yards before halftime. Tonight he's up over 80 now.
He had a statement night last week, against Keller. He's having another one here tonight. Get him behind, this offensive line that is creating gaping holes here in the middle tonight.
He's carried it 7 times for 86 yards. Gets it again. Across the 25 for the first down.
And up goes to Davis Penn.
Chris, when you can run the zone front side and then also seal off the backside, you have Brokowski there on the backside, sealing up behind the tackle of Luke Wilson. On the front side, Penn doesn't get touched until 5 yards into the second level. You're going to have tremendous success all night by doing that.
Dragons knocking on the door of the red zone again. Brenda fakes to Penn. Completes this one to Knowles near the 15-yard line. His forward progress is stopped. Ashton Tanksley on the stop before a couple other Eagles come over.
It's the little things on this, Chris. You see Brenda just stepping back, great protection. He delivered the ball before Knowles was even out of his route. Great timing, knowing where your guy is going to be. Great catch by Knowles.
Second and short. Bring a receiver in motion. Penn on the ground. Falls forward to move the chains. This is a methodical drive, the longest drive of the night for the Dragons.
And I love it. I love keeping it on the ground. You don't see a lot of it, but you see the guard and tight end counter. They're running at a high level right now, and I love what Victor Gill is doing and what he's seeing with this Eaton defense. They're executing on all levels right now.
They're taking quite a bit of time off the clock, too, as we get closer and closer to halftime. New set of downs. Boyd in motion. Brenda fakes it to him. Throws one up for the end zone. It falls incomplete. Drive started with about 6 minutes to go in the half, so roughly a 4-minute drive so far for Carroll. That one was intended for the tight end, but Browski, he does not have a catch yet this year. They're looking for him in the end zone.
He might not have a catch this year, but I tell you what, his blocking has been phenomenal. He's an extension of that offensive line, and he is a weapon just as much as Boyd is, or Penn, or any of these guys. He's just done a terrific job this year.
2nd and 10. Give it to Penn. Behind a couple of linemen pulling to the left. Flag comes out as Penn gets down to the 5.
Flag on the play.
And I think this one is going against Carroll.
On the offense, number 68. 10-yard penalty, remains second down.
The Dragons get hit with a holding call on Trent Wilson.
Chris, there's no such thing as a holding call. Trent Wilson just having a little bit more fun than others out there. And just a terrific lineman. Young man's already committed to JMU. He's been a stalwart on this Carroll offensive line for the past really 3 years.
1st and 20 for the Dragons now. The lone senior on the offensive line too for Carroll. Renda drops back, now tucks it's going to run up the middle. A lot of room to run inside the 10 and steps out of bounds shy of the 5-yard line. Like they'll give him the 7. Makes up for the holding call and more. Gets him to within 3rd and manageable with a minute and a half to go.
It's tough for the Eaton defense. You have good coverage. There's great protection by the offensive line. You force him out of the pocket, but you're not used to his Renda's speed, and he can get in the open field. He is dangerous. He doesn't show it a lot, but he's a gifted player.
Third down inside the 10. Renda throws one up for the end zone, looking for Knowles. It is caught for the touchdown with a man all over him. Brody Knowles had Tanksley with a lot of contact and was still able to come down with the reception to score his 4th touchdown of the season.
Chris, incredible job. You're inside the 20. It is red zone time. You're throwing to spots, not to guys, and that's what Renda excels at. And you have big 6'5" Brody Knowles out there. I tell you what, he can catch it up. He can get it higher than any of those cornerbacks, and he does a tremendous job on getting it down in pay dirt.
Tommy Pennington Compass Group extra point is good. Not sure if Tanksley ever got his head around there with all the contact, but no flags came out. Didn't matter. With 1:26 to go in the second, it is Carroll 35, Eaton nothing on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hello, Dragon fans. It's no secret, Southlake Carroll students have a long history of success. Protect the Tradition speaks to the success Carroll students have achieved in the past, both on and off the field. Games aren't won on game day. It's hours and hours of practice, working together, and trust in the process that builds confidence that leads our students to achieve extraordinary results. Like the Dragons, our team at Mills Wealth has a long history of success. We're celebrating our 25th year anniversary of helping clients make wise decisions about money. If we can help you, check us out online at millswealthadvisors.com.
Donate to the CBS Teacher Fund today by texting Teacher Fund to 44321.
Carroll leads at 35-0 with a minute 26 to go before halftime. Kickoff powered by Macero Southlake. Tackle your hunger pregame, postgame this weekend or any day with queso Macero and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Find us at the shops at Southlake. Macero, where love is always on the house. A long touchdown drive by the Dragons. It took more than 4.5 minutes as Robinson returns this one for Eaton and gets up to the 21. 12 plays, 66 yards, ends with a Brody Knowles touchdown reception.
Thank you to our champion level sponsors.
And one drive after Angelo Renda throws an interception, so a nice way for the junior quarterback to bounce back from the turnover.
Well, you love to see this. This is a development of the offense, Chris. Even this late in the season, we want to see that type of stuff. You know, you want to see the offense take control, eat some clock up, and move the ball down the field. They did a great job. They took a shot on the possession before. It didn't work out, but great response, getting the ball down the field, getting in the end zone.
3 down linemen again for Carroll. The 6 defensive backs as they have Rivers lead blocking for Stubbe here. Stubbe picks up a few yards on first down. Coming up, we've got the Feed Store Barbecue halftime show.
By Jake Lucky.
Jake Lucky again here. Just, when you're playing with the 3-man front, Chris, it's not easy. But to control the line of scrimmage, right in the center there with Jake Lucky, he's been doing it all night. He's just a force in that middle.
Anything that Eaton is doing or that Carroll thinks it can take advantage of that has kind of had Lee Munn shift to the 3 down linemen tonight?
Well, I think they were starting to get a little bit of success on the edge on passing and a little bit underneath. So, I think he felt that they can get enough pressure on that line of scrimmage with 3 guys and put an extra guy in coverage, and I think they're excelling at it right now, doing a good job.
Rivers big run on second down, his longest run of the game across the 35 for the first down.
And Rivers is a guy, Chris, that he came in for Chris Duhart, who was really their bell horse. He tore his MCL there at the beginning of the season. And he's come on, and he's one of the top rushers in the areas. And Coach is really excited about him, Coach Miller. He's a young talent who's really, really gifted.
Stube, under heavy pressure by Davidge, throws it up down the left side, and it falls incomplete. It was intended for McGreevy. Busman in coverage.
A great job. Again, the Carroll defense, part of this, if you can dominate that line of scrimmage with 3 guys up front, with the guys in the back end in coverage, it makes the night pretty easy, Chris.
Well, Hayes is playing a lot more stand-up linebacker here the last few series. You see Crawford Taylor in at the left defensive end spot with Jolly with Lucky. I'm just going to say every defensive lineman's name until I land on the right one. With Lucky in the middle.
Perfectly fine.
And Davidge on the right side. 4 seconds left in the half. This could be the last play as they give it to Rivers, and that will do it for the first half of play. So a dominant first half by the Dragons. 6 possessions, 5 touchdowns, and they hold Eaton off the board. After 2 quarters of play, the score is Carroll 35, Eaton nothing. Feed Store Barbecue halftime show starts next on the Dragon Sports Network.
For your next family get-together, church event, or corporate outing, leave the cooking to Feed Store Barbecue in Southlake. Feed Store has everything you need to make everyone happy, with delicious barbecue, fixings, and desserts. And the best part, they'll set it all up for you, and they'll take it away when you're done. All you have to do is eat. Call us at 817-488-1445 or online at feedstorebbq.com. Go Dragons!
Dr. Angela Bowers would like to invite you to visit Southlake Dermatology, which serves patients throughout the Metroplex in medical, surgical, and cosmetic dermatology. We recommend always using a zinc oxide sunscreen, such as Elta MD, and utilizing HelioCare, which is a sun protective pill. We have seen the incidence of skin cancers on the rise, including melanoma, which is the most harmful type. With yearly skin checks, we will be able to find skin cancer much earlier. Read about skin cancer and sunscreen options online at southlakedermatology.com.
Hello, Dragon fans. I'm Steven Nelson, partner at Mills Wealth. Our team is celebrating our 25th year anniversary of helping Dragons succeed financially. As an independent firm, we aren't owned by a bank or an insurance company. Instead, we're fiduciaries doing only what we believe is best for our clients. If your finances need a second opinion or would like to tap into our expertise, come meet with our certified financial planners or CPAs and learn how we can help you win just like the Dragons. Look us up online or give us a call at millswealthadvisors.com.
As a Dragon, it's all about protecting the tradition. As a church, it's our mission to make more deeply committed followers of Jesus. This is Todd Renner from White's Chapel in Southlake. For over 150 years, White's Chapel has been a part of this community. And though times have changed, our need for the gospel of Jesus Christ, our need to worship and grow and serve, our need to shine the light into the darkness hasn't. That's why White's Chapel is a church where tradition meets today.
Welcome to Macero Southlake, where American life meets Mexican spirit. Experience our renowned Mexican-inspired dishes, featuring Tex-Mex classics, inventive salads, a variety of seafood, and our award-winning cheeseburger. But save room for dessert, and we offer a wide selection of curated cocktails, over 20 wines by the glass, and refreshing, vibrant mocktails. At Macero, we're more than just food and drinks. We're an entire experience. It's sharing laughter, spending time with family and friends, and creating new memories. Whether you're looking for a pre- or post-game meal, weekend brunch, or any queso craving weekday, join us in the shops of Southlake. Come see why at Macero, everyone's treated like family, and love is always on the house.
The score at halftime, Carroll 35, Eaton nothing. A dominant first half performance by the Dragons as we welcome you in to the Feed Store Barbecue halftime show. Chris Blake joined by a special guest tonight. We have Joey Roop in the booth, an honorary captain for the Dragons tonight. And Joey out here getting a chance to do just about everything with the Dragons tonight. You got to go in the tunnel with them. You got to go to midfield for the coin toss. What's it been like tonight?
Really good.
What was the best part?
Probably going on the coin toss.
The coin toss was better than the tunnel?
Yeah.
You got to actually see what they're all talking about when you actually hear what they're all talking about?
Yeah.
The Dragons won the toss and deferred, so you must have been good luck. So you play Dragon Youth football, of course, so what position do you play?
Quarterback.
Quarterback, so you want to be out here like Angelo Renda sometime. You said you're in 3rd grade, so I wasn't a math person, but let's say what, 6 years from now, is that right?
I think so.
You think so? Might be a little soon. 7 years from now, maybe? 7, 8 years from now. So you can't see in the booth. Joey's counting the years right now.
8th grade.
By 8th grade?
No, my bad. 8 years.
Okay, 8 years. There we go. Be impressive if you were the starting quarterback as an 8th grader. Be pretty good. So what elementary school do you go to?
Walnut Grove.
And which DYF team are you on?
Dragon Gray.
Okay. How's the season going for you guys so far?
Really good.
Yeah. What's your record? Do you know off the top of your head?
I think it's 4-0.
4-0? So you haven't lost a game yet?
No.
And how do you feel like you're playing at quarterback so far? Or what have you learned this year playing quarterback?
That you gotta have a high IQ and you've got. Yeah, that's just all, I think.
So, and are you at pretty much every Carroll home game?
Yeah, I've been at every single one.
Road games?
No.
No, not all the road games. Not all of them. That's all right. Well, I'll let you go in just a second. But what do you think about what you see from the Dragons tonight and the whole season, really?
I think they've been playing better than they had last year. I think that they might win the state championship this year.
All right. Well, there you go. This is a state championship caliber team, according to our honorary captain tonight, Joey Roop. Joey, thanks for coming up tonight.
You're welcome.
Hope you're enjoying the game. That is Joey Roop, our honorary captain, joining us on the Feed Store Barbecue halftime show tonight. Carroll leading Eaton by the score of 35-0 after the first 2 quarters of play, as the Eaton band is performing on the field at the moment. We'll get Robert back in here momentarily, kind of talk through what we saw in the first half. Of course, Feed Store Barbecue halftime show. We will also watch the Emerald Bells and the Carroll Marching Band here in just a moment. But Robert back into the room now. And Robert, we've talked about this in the second quarter as well, but just a dominant first half performance by the Dragons, and really just one turnover, the only blemish for Carroll through 24 minutes.
Yeah, no, I think on all parts, they started fast. They got on top quickly on Eaton. They made some adjustments. I think it helps having both coordinators in the box. You can execute on, and I think Eaton just hasn't executed, right? I mean, they put themselves in tough spots on third long where they're not going to be very successful at. The Dragons have got some big plays on defense. They've taken advantage of their opportunities, and the offense has done it quick strike and methodically down the field. It's been a tremendous job.
For Carroll at quarterback, we've spent a lot of time, it feels like, talking about Davis Penn, Brock Boyd. Doesn't feel like we talk Angelo Renda as much. Do we just get carried away by the big numbers of the other 2 skill guys? Because Renda put it together quite a season so far at quarterback.
Well, I think our pregame graphic said it the best was, he's there in the mix on the top in the area. And, for a guy that isn't playing full 4 quarters every single game, it's hard really, to put up those type of numbers, but he's doing it anyways. And just imagine if he was there for the full game. And, development-wise, that's tough too. The more quarters you can play, the more developed you can get. But he's doing a great job, and he's executing, which I think for the year now only has 4 interceptions on the year. And he's just proving each week that he has another little wrinkle underneath him in terms of development.
He's doing it throwing to a young group of receivers. Brock Boyd, a junior, started on varsity last year, and talked a lot about how he is among the best receivers in the area. But Blake Gunter, Brody Knowles kind of developing at the varsity level just as sophomores. Caden Mackey's been out there quite a bit as well, also just a sophomore. Luke Jacquemart injured tonight, but expected to be back after a pretty short absence for Carroll, just a junior, but didn't play much at the varsity level last year. So this is a group that is growing along with Renda.
Well, it is. If you look at Renda, how he's distributed the ball, he's delivered to over 8 different receivers on the year so far, which is tremendous. Obviously Boyd's the standout, but the development of the other receivers, you're starting to see these roles develop. Knowles down there inside the 20, going up there and get the ball with a little bit of comeback routes. Now you're seeing Gunter, again, Swiss Army knife, blocking on the edge, blocking inside. One thing I'll tell you about Blake Gunter, he joined a few of my offensive line sessions this summer on blocking, and he got it mixed up with the big guys, and he's just a guy. He's just doing awesome. And Caden Mackey, the development of the young guys, and everyone, they're doing their role and they're performing at it, which that's what you have to do in the Dragon offense.
Is there a point at which you think teams try to take Brock Boyd away a little bit more, or is there too much talent elsewhere to devote too many guys to that side of the field?
Looking at it with the personnel that the Dragons run, that's tough to do, right? You're in double coverage Brock, but then you're going to leave other guys open. Brock is such a great route runner. I find it difficult, especially if someone's going to try to play man-to-man on him. He has the running ability, the speed, the route running, that it's going to be tough to shut him down. And if you do, kind of pick your poison on who's up next.
It is a pink out night here at Dragon Stadium, as well as 6th grade official visit night. The Eaton Band continues its performance on the field at halftime. Our halftime show, of course, presented by the Feed Store Barbecue. And Feed Store and the Southlake community lost a great man and a longtime supporter of Dragon Athletics this week, Robert.
They did, and Bill Papa LaFavors has been a big part of this community. And, I think speaking for Dragon Nation, just telling a little bit of the story if you don't know Bill LaFavors. Bill and his wife, Phyllis, moved to Southlake in 1974. They settled on Whitechapel Boulevard with 4 children, Mike, Eva, Mark, and Matt. In 1997, they purchased Southlake Feed and Track, located in front of their property. The Blood Feed Store was, as we know it today, opened its doors in 2001. For many, the feed store is more than just a restaurant, Chris. It's a gathering place where families connect. Youth sports teams go after games. The biggest community discussions take place, and all the fundraisers kick off. Bill has been a steadfast supporter of the city of Southlake, Carroll ISD, and the community at large. The LaFavors family is truly woven in the fabric of Southlake. Bill, your care and dedication to everything and everyone have touched so many lives over the years. As you look down upon us now, know that this community is forever looking up to you and will always remember you. Thank you, Bill LaFavors, for everything. May you rest in peace.
Feed Store Barbecue on Whitechapel Boulevard in Southlake's been serving up great food to Dragon fans for over 20 years. Chopped brisket, pulled pork, and their signature ribs are just some of the reasons that people in Dragon Nation love Feed Store Barbecue. Call-in orders are welcome. They'd be happy to bring it out to your car if you want them to, or your truck. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
Hey, you Dragon fans, it's Julie Walter with the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title in Southlake. I have some great news for all you homeowners. With school and football in full swing, this season will still be a great time to buy, sell, or refinance your home. At the start of football season, we will still see families moving into the Southlake area. Call your friends at the Baker Firm to get more information, and I promise you we will provide a smooth closing from beginning to end for your Dragon family. With our real estate attorney, Chris Baker, on hand 24/7, you will be sure to score a touchdown closing in our office. Protect the tradition with the Baker Firm.
At AC Pros, we are a family-owned company that has been in business for 27 years in the DFW Metroplex. At AC Pros, we offer air conditioning and heating services, maintenance and sales, and we are a certified trained dealer. Protect against the Texas heat or the cold in the winter with attic insulation, radiant barrier, or window replacement options. Contact us today for a complimentary energy analysis and air quality test. AC Pros, online at acprostx.com. Go Dragons!
Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, offering dependable nationwide coverage on all three major networks, so you get the same coverage you've been accustomed to in your area, minus the leftist propaganda. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you're sending a message that you support free speech, religious freedom, the sanctity of life, the Second Amendment, and our military, veterans, and first responder heroes. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service team makes switching easy. Keep your phone and keep your number, too. Just go to patriotmobile.com/dragons or call 878-PATRIOT. Get free activation today with the offer code DRAGONS.
The Dragon Den is your home for the best selection of Dragon fan gear in town. We offer many styles and sizes, and we're your Dragon Hat headquarters. 100% of your purchase supports our student athletes and UIL sports grades 7 through 12. We're open weekly during all home football games and most Tuesdays and Fridays 11 to 2. We're everything Dragon. Interested in volunteering with us? We need adult and high school volunteers to work during hours we are open. That's the Dragon Den at Dragon Stadium. Go Dragons!
Here is 7 Therapy, Southlake Choice, the team, individual, and marriage counselor. Premier and high-tech sponsors are Market with Motive, Methodist Southlake Medical Center, Moxie Pest Control, Surf Pro Team Shaw, Skin Farm, and Harlan House of Dance. The diamond sponsors for the Dragon Band are HTO, Southlake, State Farm, Vic McLean, Sewell Automotive, Lateral Care, and the Inouye family.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field your award-winning Southlake Carroll Emerald Bells. The Emerald Bells made it to the quarterfinals of America's Got Talent Season 14. They have been featured on The Kelly Clarkson Show, Good Morning Texas, and have performed multiple halftime shows for the San Antonio Spurs, Dallas Mavericks, and the Dallas Cowboys. The Emerald Bells have been under the direction of Melissa Page for 28 years. Assistant Director for the Bells is Catherine Bill Brown.
Officers for the Emerald Bells are Captain Lucy Fuller. Senior Lieutenants are Olivia Adamian, Jenna Cantu, Caitlin Parks, and Kinsey Sabo. Junior Lieutenants are Megan Brickner, Lily Fraga, Skylar Kinesic, and Bridget Lang. The motivational leader is Abigail Lund. The historian is Kendall Favero. The treasurer is Sterling Hayes. The girl of the week is senior Brooklyn Sparks. And Be Kind, Be a Bell is Charlotte Fu. Tonight, the Emerald Bells will be performing a jazz, palm, and high kick routine to a Beyonce medley. our Emerald Bells. The Dragon Band would like to extend a special welcome to our middle school band friends from Carroll and Dawson Middle Schools. We hope you enjoy the performance, and we look forward to welcoming you into the Dragon Band. The Dragon Band is under the field direction of head drum major Minju Kim, seniors Jonathan Iweda and Chloe Blanchard, and juniors Malak Almasri and Maylee Reinke. The color guard captain is Miriam Etheridge. Lieutenants are Aditi Prabhu, Anshika Saletti, Avery Kress, and Daniela Aguilar. Tonight, the Dragon Band will perform a portion of their 2024 competition show. Soloists are Reagan Allen, Julia Fisk, Sophia Kidwell, Sonia Naidu, Layla Reed, and Max Testo. Ladies and gentlemen, the Carroll Dragon Band proudly presents Aquarium. Silent members of the week are new marcher Aman Faruqi, spirit member Alexa Alleman, outstanding marcher Gabe Pilgrim, the guard girl is Charlie Durant, and the section of the week is the color guard. The Dragon Band is directed by Ken Johnson, Philip Jones, David Lown, David Walker, James Thomas, and Nick McConaughey. They're assisted by Mac McPike, Melissa Medell.
Hey, did you hear? Somebody didn't want Feed Store barbecue. That's right, it's true. One fella the other day, he wanted Feed Store chicken fried steak, and another asked for a Feed Store hamburger. And one scamp, well, he even had the nerve to ask for Feed Store burn ends. Yeah, Feed Store is famous for its barbecue, but there's so much more. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
Hey Dragon Nation, it's Tommy Pennington with the Tommy Pennington Realty Group at Compass. Like you, I'm fired up about supporting my Carroll Dragons each year on and off the field. We want the best for our kids, and that's why we're all Dragons. I'm a longtime Southlake resident that knows the real estate market and knows how to get great results. Like your kids, you deserve the best too. Call us today, 817-416-9000. Check us out on the web 24/7 at calltommy.com. So from my Dragon family to yours,
calltommy.com. Go Dragons!
Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
Hey, Dragon fans, this is Robert Clayton with the Clayton team at Clayton Real Estate. Karen Young and I have been proudly serving Southlake for over 30 years in residential resale, family owned and operated, and former Dragons. Being a Dragon graduate, we truly understand what it means to be a Dragon. Tradition, excellence, and a winning team. That's what we provide our clients, the best service and experience in the industry with a winning tradition. Dragons representing Dragons. Call us today at 817-894-4152 or visit us on the web at www.dragonrealtors.com. Go Dragons.
Howdy, Dragon fans. This is Chad Cross, owner of CLC Roofing. As a Southlake resident, I understand what winning teams and championships are all about. CLC Roofing is your one-stop commercial and residential roofing provider. We offer roofing, gutter, skylight, and solar options for your home. Whether you need a new roof or just a repair, contact us today to schedule your free roofing inspection. You can visit us online at clcroofing.com or contact my office directly at 817-416-ROOF. That's clcroofing.com or call us directly at 817-416-ROOF. And go Dragons, let's finish.
We are ready to go in the second half at Dragon Stadium on a Thursday night. Carroll hosting Eaton, leading by the score of 35-0. Chris Blake with Robert Clayton, our statistician Scott Carroll, producer Bill Webb, and director Tim Polster tonight. All kickoffs presented by Macero Southlake. Tackle your hunger pregame, postgame, this weekend or any day with queso Macero and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Brock Boyd fields the kickoff for the Dragons across the 30 to the 35 on the return. Find Macero at the shops at Southlake, where love is always on the house. A return of 21 yards for Boyd. The Dragons get the ball first here in the third quarter. Look at some of the first half stats from Scott Farrell. Talking at halftime, Scott mentioned the Dragons up 35 points. You'd expect a ton of yards, but just 245 yards to score 35 points for Carroll.
Yeah, efficiency, I think, where they got the ball on the field makes a huge play and take advantage of the opportunities. They've only had that one drive that was really about 66 yards, 65 yards that they took to the distance. Other than that, it's been quick strikes, MO of the Carroll offense.
It showed that they can run a 4.5-minute drive or a 11-second drive. Knowles in motion, left to right. Starters back out there for the Dragons here to start the third quarter. They give it to Penn. Big hole on the left side across midfield. He has some room down the left sideline before he's forced out of bounds at the 30. A big run on the first play of the half from Davis Penn. For the Dragons, he picks up 34.
And watch here between the center, Kerry Clayton, and the right guard, Trent Wilson. A great combination block, springing that open. And I tell you what, again, get Penn 5 yards untouched in the second level. He's going to go for a long, long way, Chris.
Penn now at 10 carries for 128 yards, make it 11 for about 130 or so. He gets it again. But before these numbers get even more outdated, Carroll with 109 rushing yards in the first half, 136 through the air. Eaton, 122 total yards in the first half, 46 on the ground, 76 in the air. For the Dragons, Penn led the way on the ground. Just mentioned that was his 11th carry. He scored a touchdown as well. Angelo Renda, 8 of 13. 3 touchdowns and an interception. This one falls incomplete. Looking for Boyd.
Pass goes incomplete.
Brody Knowles, 3 catches, 26 yards and a score. Brock Boyd, 2 catches, 79 yards and a score. And Blake Gunter, 1 for 19 and a score. Also short completions to Davis Penn and Christian Glenn. So that's a look at some of your first half numbers for the Dragons and the Eagles. And now Carroll facing a third down.
You don't see this often. The second play in a row, you've seen empty backfield for the Dragons going 5 wide.
No safety deep for the Eagles either. Renda throws one towards the end zone. It falls incomplete at the goal line. Looking for Boyd. Good coverage there by Jordan Park, the junior defensive back for the Eagles.
Yeah, it looked like there's a little bit of miscommunication, but either way, getting those Dragon receivers spread out there and those route combinations, you've got to put Eaton on their heels. Good job on defending that.
And Carroll is going to send the field goal unit out here. Gavin Strange, the junior, on for the try, brought to you by Tommy Pennington Compass Group. Strange, 3 of 3 on the year. This is a long one. 43 yards. It is up plenty of distance, and it is no good. He missed it wide to the left. Had enough leg behind it. Just offline, and it will be a turnover on downs for the Dragons. And Robert, as the teams change possession here, let's revisit those keys to the game that we saw before the game began.
Yeah, I think the first one obviously was you have to start fast, and I think the Dragons definitely did that. And then, secondly, you had to get Stubbe into somewhere throwing deep, getting vertical, push him on those third downs, and they did that. And then getting Penn into the second level early and often, and they did just that.
I think Penn has been the second level more than early and often, if that's even possible. As they keep it on the ground here, does Eaton on first down, gain of a couple yards for Rivers.
Well, and it's exciting to see, Penn getting in his groove and fighting his way. And picking up from last year, and even this year, you had, you can't really say Davis Penn is a backup running back. He could probably start for any power in 6A across the state of Texas. We just have the luxury of having 2 great backs, and more touches he gets, Chris, the more seasoning he gets ready for the playoffs, which is great.
Rivers gets it again on second down, picks up a couple more. Starting defense still out there for the Dragons as well. Trying to get Eaton off the field here.
And this Dragon defense has ultimately done it with the 3-man front majority of the night, which is a tremendous job. It's not an easy task, especially when you're tasked to stop the run with a very good running back, Mekhi Rivers.
Stubbe keeps it himself this time. Runs into a wall at the line, is going to be hit hard and swallowed up by most of the Dragon defense. The hole he was looking for just closed up in a hurry. When he tried to bounce it outside, the rest of the Dragons were able to get there and lock him down.
When you have Zach Hayes spilling it back, in the inside, and then Jake Lucky, creating the force over the center, That's a dynamic force. And I'll tell you what, Zach Hayes coming on for, an injured Jack Van Dorsler has played incredibly well. That gives a lot of confidence for this defense going into playoffs as well.
Eaton is going to go for it on 4th down here, deep in its own territory. They're 1 of 2 on 4th down. Play clock down to 2, and Ellis Miller. Miller uses his first timeout. We'll step aside as well with 8:36 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's Carroll 35, Eaton nothing on the Dragon Sports Network.
An elevated experience.
Southlake Dermatology offers specialized acne regimens using a combination of prescriptions and procedures that are covered by insurance. The Specialized Acne Treatment Center offers a full range of services with access to samples and rebates that are only available through a dermatologist. Our office is on the 3rd floor of the Southlake Medical Building attached to Methodist Hospital off of 114. Find us on Facebook or search our website at southlakedermatology.com.
Injuries and family tragedies. To join their efforts, visit www.dragons-care.org. Follow them on social media.
Eaton will indeed go for it on this 4th down play from its own 32-yard line. 4th and about 4 to go. They send Rivers, the running back, out in motion to the left. Stubbe going to be swallowed up and tackled for a loss. The Dragons get him on 4th down, loses a few yards as well, and Carroll comes up with the 4th down stop.
And once again, you had Robbie Ladd coming in. Watch him on the blitz. He comes through on the inside on the looper. You have Browse on the backside, and nowhere to go, and you fall in the hands of Austin Davish, who's going to take you down every single time.
Take over there, 1st and 10.
Another short field for the Dragons. We talked about how they scored 35 points by racking up just 245 yards. It looked a lot like this at times in the first half. Starting offense back out there again for Carroll. Caden Mackey into the game at slot receiver on the right side of the formation. They get it to Boyd, running around left end. He's inside the 10, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown. Misdirection play works for the Dragons. One play and into the end zone on this drive, a 29-yard rushing score for Brock Boyd, and it is 41-0.
We talk about the hard play fake, getting the defense to bite, great reverse to Brock Boyd, but watch who's out and blocking. You have Angelo Renda, then no other than Blake Gunter leading the way. That's how these Dragons get in the end zone. It is unselfish play, making the blocks down the field, getting their teammate in the end zone.
Tommy Pennington Compass Group extra point is good after Boyd's 2nd touchdown of the night. And with 8 minutes and 22 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, it's Carroll 42, Eaton nothing on the Dragon Sports Network.
This is Pastors John and Todd from White's Chapel in Southlake. White's Chapel is a church where it's all about Jesus. We're a place where real people make genuine connections, where it's okay not to be okay.
We're a church where grace is a lifestyle and where everyone has a place. From the lifelong believer to the unchurched or de-churched, we're here for you, and we'd like to invite you to join us for worship this weekend. Go Dragons!
Thank you for your generous donations during tonight's Kickoff game.
Well, the 2nd scoring drive of one play for Carroll tonight is a 29-yard rushing touchdown by Brock Boyd, who continues to make his case as one of the best offensive players in DFW this season. Dragons have gotten him the ball all kinds of ways. He's made the most of it. Kickoff brought to you by Macero Southlake. Tackle your hunger pregame, postgame this weekend or any day with queso Macero and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Find us at the shops at Southlake. Macero, where love is always on the house. And the kickoff goes out of bounds. So the flag comes out against the Dragons. Defense will look to continue trying to pitch this shutout against Eaton.
They've done a great job just having an answer for everything that Eaton has thrown at them tonight. You know, and they've done it in multiple ways.
Kick out of bounds on the kicking team. Eaton is elected to take the ball at the 30-yard line. First down.
The fewest points Carroll has allowed so far this year is 7. That was against Timber Creek, a 44-7 win 2 weeks ago here at home. First down, he run up the middle by Stubbe for about 3.
As we have Bo Fleming, who was in. We have number 48, Nate Martin.
Stubbe on the carry.
And 43, Crawford Taylor.
Second down.
They're on the D line, representing that 3-man front.
Movement up front before it snapped. The linebackers in the secondary still a lot of the regulars in. Fleming called for the penalty and called to the sideline. But Fedor lines still out there at the linebacking spots. Robbie Ladd as well. Second and short here for Eaton. Brody Borges into the game at left corner. Keep it on the ground on second down and move the chains.
Handoff goes to number 6,
Adam Wynn, the backup quarterback.
And again, you've seen that Eaton offensive line finally getting a little bit of push up front there. You know, if they can move that front 3 and get some yards, that's what they want to do. And if you're, you know, you're Coach Miller here, you got to kind of open up a little bit and see what you can do in the offense. And not saying it's a time to experiment, but, you know, maybe run something you don't really run a lot.
Mentioned Wynn, the backup quarterback into the game, lining up alongside Stubbe, takes the handoff and then throws into the flat. Completed to Kellen McGreevy.
Tackle made by number 28, Nathan Coons.
They keep both quarterbacks in there now, so we'll see if Eaton tries anything else here. Try and hand it to Wynn again. Maybe a yard. Wynn, a senior. That was just his second completion of the year.
It's an interesting look having both quarterbacks back there in the backfield, going something a little bit different that they haven't done, we haven't seen all night, but giving 2 different opportunities, 2 different players.
So far, Stubbe's been the one taking each snap. Give it to Wynn again, trying to get outside, does. Gets a nice block across the 40, and is going to be run out of bounds near the 25-yard line.
A great block on the perimeter by Carson Robinson. Really sprang that outside run by Wynn. Now, I tell you what, it's unique seeing, you know, both quarterbacks in the backfield, but they're seeing something to Wynn that are giving a different look to this defense and say, hey, you might even take the ball or run it. You're seeing a little bit of athleticism from Wynn right now in that offense.
Picked up 22 on the carry. And run for just 10 yards all season coming in. Owen Skelton goes in motion right to left. Stubbe trying to get behind Wynn here. Does. Tucks it inside the 15 and will move the chains again. So Eaton offense now starting to move the ball a little bit. Langford in on the stop for the Dragons.
A great job by Stubbe getting behind.
Timeout. Southlake. Their first timeout of the half. Clock operator set the game clock for 15
And as the Eagles move the ball, the Dragons want to try to stop the momentum a little bit. Call a timeout. We'll take it as well. 6:10 to go in the third. 42-0 Carroll on the Dragons Sports Network.
Hey everyone, this is Michael Baum, General Manager at Hearst and Louisville Autoplex. We are longtime supporters of all things Dragons. This season, if you want to show up to the game in style, come see me or Brees Higgins, where we have the largest selection of late model, high-end, pre-owned trucks and SUVs. As a family-owned and operated dealership, we'll treat you like part of our family. Come see us on either side of the Metroplex and get a new ride today. Shop us online 24/7 at HurstAutoplex.com. Go Dragons!
Carroll using a timeout here in the third quarter as the Eaton offense started to move the chains a little bit with a different look with both of its quarterbacks in the game. It remains that way with Wynn lining up alongside Stubbe. 1st and 10 inside the 15-yard line. Stubbe keeps it, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Mason Stubbe gets Eaton on the board. His 9th rushing touchdown of the season. And it is 42-6 Dragons.
Again, keeping it on the ground. A nice little pull by Jonathan Gregg, and then getting between, Culver and 71, Tristan Gable finding the end zone. And Culver's that guy, if you're Coach Miller, he's kind of circled Culver and said he's kind of our team leader. He's our, probably in the season, will be our overall team captain. Get behind that beefy offensive line if you're Stubbe.
Extra point attempt by Peyton Ertl is good. And 6:04 to go in the third quarter. It is Carroll 42 and Eaton 7 on the Dragon Sports Network.
This is Dr. Mark Greenberg, team physician for the Carroll Dragons. All-Star Orthopedics is proud to be the official sports medicine providers of Dragon Athletics. Our 8 board-certified orthopedic specialists offer surgical as well as non-surgical treatments for a full range of orthopedic injuries and conditions, with on-site imaging and physical therapy, along with best-in-class outpatient and inpatient surgical facilities. You can trust that we will be there with you every step of the way. Let us get you back in the game.
Eaton, a 7-play, 70-yard drive that ends in a Mason Stubbe rush. It is going to be fielded at the 6-yard line by Christian Glenn, running right to left and brought down shy of the 25. Flag comes in late. Tackle your hunger pregame, postgame this weekend or any day with queso macero and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Find us at the shops at Southlake. Macero, where love is always on the house.
In some regards, Chris, if you're Coach Miller, you've got to be, at least somewhat excited that they competed.
Holding on the receiving team, number 17. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
We're talking about competing and getting into the end zone. Coach Miller really told us during the week that, hey, this locker room is the best we've had it, and he's got a lot of leaders on that team. And regardless of the score and what you're seeing, you're still seeing the guys bounce around, want to get in the end zone and do those things. And if you're the younger player, the juniors, you've got to want to see that as a coach. Go out there and still compete. The game's not over. Go put points on the board and go compete every down.
Second team offense into the game for the Dragons now after a touchdown on the last series for Carroll. Coleman Fowler completes this one.
His pass completes number 85, Anderson Bowman.
To Anderson Bowman to move the chains.
Across the board, you have Hudson Hibbs in at left tackle, Landon Gents at left guard, Will Bartley at center, Lincoln Zartman at right guard, and Lucas Shug at right tackle.
Christian Glenn into the game at running back as well. We saw him in the slot some in the first half, but has officially been moved to the backup to Davis Penn as well, and he gets the carry here on another first down. It picks up about 4.
Again, a great job by Lincoln Zartman and Lucas Shug and Will Barley there on that right side. Again, with the Dragon offense, you get 3 to 4 yards of play. eat up some time and show that you can move the ball against the number 1 unit for Eaton.
Throw it out into the flat. This one is complete. Across the 35 to the 40 for Carroll. .439 to go as we continue to tick on here.
Great job by Coleman Fowler getting out there and delivering a nice strike. And hey, the yards after catch there, getting the ball up the field, finding the first down marker. Excellent job by the Dragon receivers.
New set of downs. You give it, or check that. Fowler keeps it, running close to midfield, dives, and is a couple of yards shy of it.
Well, he had my eyes on Christian Glenn there. I thought Christian Glenn had the ball there off of the inside zone. And great keeper by Coleman Fowler, getting 8 yards and getting closer to another Dragon first down.
We talked before game about how it is 6th grade official visit night. But again, that night designed to get 6th graders excited to play football in middle school next year, starting in 7th grade. Bowman goes in motion. Give it to Glenn. He's spun around behind the line. Give him forward progress, actually, to the 49. Just shy of the first down marker.
You know, I know that excitement when I was a young Dragon here, Chris. My older brothers were playing, and both of them, believe it or not, were kickers. They were 6'7" and 6'4", and I used to hold their kicking shoe on the sideline. And so I loved every minute of being out there with the Dragons, and whether it was pregame or just being part of the locker room or just being around in general, and that feeling those kids had tonight, it's really special.
The kicking gene missed you, apparently.
Well, believe it or not, I did kick a little bit. But I wouldn't say I was a great kicker, Chris. My kicking career ended after 8th grade.
Trying to move the chains there. 4th down play.
That's good for another Carroll Dragon first down.
But these tonight intended to simulate a college visit for a high school junior, senior, as they work to make their decisions. I know you went on a few of those back in your day. Fowler completes this one out into the flat. Flag flies from a long way away. After a 2-yard gain, that one completed to John Mark Fraga.
Pass complete to Fraga. Flag on the play.
Saw the flag coming in.
There's no foul for
Flag was had as many air yards as a lot of the passes we've seen in the game tonight.
You want to talk about a guy, John Mark? I love John Mark. He's a guy who's been brought up from on the JV. He's a junior. He is put your nose to the grind and you go to work. I love his mentality, how hard he works, and we called his name here a few times here on this drive, and he's just an incredible kid even off the field.
A couple receptions for him here in this quarter. Give it to Glenn, falls forward, picks up a few yards, but obviously a 6th grader is not getting the same treatment that a 15, 16, 17-year-old is going to get when they go on an official visit. But what are some of the things that Coach Dodge can transfer from those on-campus experiences to what the 6th graders are getting tonight?
When I went on my trips when I was in high school, what I loved most was just being in that locker room. And so you get to see the culture. That's number one. As any, when I got recruited, was what was it like in that locker room? Was there respect for the coach? Did the coach command a presence? And how are the guys reacting for the game? That showed me a lot just as a player getting recruited. And if I'm one of those young kids, seeing that culture, the Carroll Dragon culture in that locker room pregame, just incredible.
Ball spotted at the 37-yard line. That's good for another Carroll Dragon.
Glenn picks up the first down on that rush. Just about a minute to go here in the third quarter. I know you played your college ball at UTEP, but did you go anywhere else on your visits?
I did. I had actually an official visit out to SMU. Coming out of high school, probably had about 9 offers. Had a few schools come in at the end of the recruiting process and offering probably about 4 schools.
No flex.
No flex. No flex. I can't flex anymore anyway, so it's not much of a flex. But yeah, incredible experience, Chris. I mean,
the 40 seconds. The play clock to 25 for an offensive penalty to come off. When it's down to the end of the quarter, 40 seconds on the game clock, 25 on the play clock. The clock will start on my schedule.
Referee not wanting to move on to the fourth quarter quite yet. Dragons will run at least one more play here in the third. So Carroll thought they'd flip sides. Instead, another play here in the third. Fowler brings down the high snap, hands it to Glenn.
Christian Glenn on the carry.
And that should be the final play of the third quarter.
34-yard line, tackled by
Just
Andrew Jed.
11 seconds to go. Now the teams will walk down to the other side of the field and flip sides. 1 quarter to go in a game that has been all Dragons through 3. We head to the fourth quarter. It's Carroll 42, Eaton 7 on the Dragons Sports Network.
Hey, did you hear? Somebody didn't want Feed Store barbecue. That's right, it's true. One fella the other day, he wanted Feed Store chicken fried steak, and another asked for a Feed Store hamburger. And one scamp, well, he even had the nerve to ask for Feed Store burn ends. Yeah, Feed Store is famous for its barbecue, but there's so much more. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
As a Dragon, it's all about protecting the tradition. As a church, it's our mission to make more deeply committed followers of Jesus. This is Todd Renner from White's Chapel in Southlake. For over 150 years, White's Chapel has been a part of this community. And though times have changed, our need for the gospel of Jesus Christ, our need to worship and grow and serve, our need to shine the light into the darkness hasn't. That's why White's Chapel is a church where tradition meets today.
Get ready for the start of the fourth quarter. Carroll leading 42-7 in as complete a performance as the Dragons have put together so far this season, both sides of the ball. Second team offense out there. You see Coleman Fowler, the quarterback, Christian Glenn, the running back. Throws it into the flat, and this is intercepted by Eaton. The route was jumped by one of the defensive backs, Ramsey Villarreal, for Eaton. And Fowler throws an interception, his first of the season, second of the night by Dragon quarterbacks.
A great job by Ramsey, just keeping his eyes on the quarterback, jumping the route, and making a play. And again, if you're a coach, you're wanting to see your defense and your plays continue to compete and give another opportunity on offense, which Eaton has now.
Be interesting to see if they go the two quarterback route again. They do not. It is Micah Rivers back in at running back alongside Stubbe on the jet sweep. They give it to Robinson. Breaks a couple of tackles across the 40. Finally brought down from behind as he was run out of bounds by Langford for the Dragons, but a long run for Karsten Robinson.
You know, a little reverse plays for Eaton to kind of change the pace up just a little bit. And again, they've got to do that. So a little bit of trickery, get the defense flowing one way and then go against the grain. But great job by Langford and just Robbie Ladd on the pursuit on the back end on making a great play and almost punching it out for a fumble.
Picked up 26 yards, did Robinson. Now they keep it between the tackles, go to Rivers for a gain of about 6. This is one of 2 games in the district tonight. The other one over at Keller ISD Stadium, Central hosting Northwest. Northwest leading 21-7 in the fourth quarter. Northwest, of course, the team that Carroll will see next Thursday on the road over in Justin. If both scores hold, will be a matchup of the last 2 unbeaten teams in District 4-6A. Stubbe completes this one to Holmes, who is run out of bounds after picking up the first down.
Which might be one of the bigger surprises in 6A. Just the story of Northwest coming up from 5A and going into 6A and competing in this district that is a pretty healthy district now. Northwest hasn't faced a lot of the teams that are going to be the perennial playoff favorites here coming soon, and that's in the back end of the schedule here. But a great story for the Northwest Texans.
All you can do is beat who's on your schedule to that point, right? As this one into the backfield and the big stop for the Dragons behind the line. Luke Langford getting in there and taking down Holmes for a loss.
It's an incredible job by Luke Langford of just getting in the backfield, sniffing out the running back, and making a play for a tackle for loss. It's an incredible job by the young man.
Northwest moving up from 5A to 6A this year into this district.
That's a tough jump. I mean, I remember when Southlake moved up from 3A to 4A. That's when my family had moved here in the early 90s. And that was
direction. Ball's on the ground, and it is still loose all the way back to the 41, and they say the Dragons have it. Eaton tried some more misdirection. And the ball hit the turf. Looked like there was an opportunity for a scoop and score at one point, but Dragons still end up with it.
It looked like Rivers just never had a handle on it. A bad exchange, but incredible job by who else? Charlie Roberts coming in there and putting on a hit, getting the running back away from the football, and then Robbie Ladd coming up, big play, recovering that football, giving the Dragons a little opportunity to get the ball in the end zone.
The defense picks up the offense after the interception, coming up with the fumble recovery. Carroll takes that over with under 10 minutes to go. Glenn hit in the backfield and slung down.
And off goes to Christian Glenn.
Elijah Lash. He was a guy that he is what Coach Miller calls a dude, and he is a dude. Guy has about 8 FBS offers. He wreaks havoc on defense, as you just watched on film. He's just an incredible athlete. But again, relatively quiet tonight.
The other 2 4-6A games this week. Tomorrow night, Byron Nelson hosting Keller and Trinity hosting Timber Creek. Fowler. Again, it's Lash in the backfield, getting there to take down Glenn.
And Lash is a tough guy. He's a tough guy to get your hands on. He's so fast and so elusive. But, talking about Northwest again, back in the 90s when Carroll made the transition from 3A to 4A, that was hard. They came off a state championship year in 3A, and then that following year, made it to actually weren't even ranked in the state, knocked off the #1 team in the state, Waxahachie, in the first round of the playoffs. Out at UTA, it was an incredible game. Then lost to Dallas Spruce the second round, and it took a little bit of transition years, moving classifications, and you love seeing a team like Northwest be able to do that pretty early.
Carroll 4 of 6 on third down. High snap, they corral it, get it to Glenn, spins off a tackle and falls forward to the 40. So they turn potential disaster into a big gain.
Again, we talk about Christian Glenn and his explosiveness. When he gets downhill, he's an explosive player, and he can get into that second level like a lot of the great Southlake running backs. He's just a tremendous athlete. He's got the pedigree. He's just a really talented, skillful player.
Elijah Lash was down momentarily on the play. Getzoff jogs off to the sideline on his own. Looked like maybe an upper body knock that he took. Started to jog back down with the rest of the defense, and the training staff started to guide him towards the sideline, get him checked out, make sure he's okay. But a new set of downs for the Dragons. On the ground it goes. This is Jesse Hill into the game, running hard across the 20. And a big game.
And off goes number 27, Jesse Hill.
For the senior.
We've seen this from Jesse Hill when he's got the opportunity to get in. He runs hard, he rumbles down the field, and he attacks that hole. You watch him make his decision. He makes his cut. He gets upfield. And I tell you what, he's a hard guy to get down. He keeps his legs churning, and he's a big body.
Picked up 13 yards on that carry. It was the Dragons' 20th first down of the night. Gets it again, running between the tackles, and is going to be brought down. But also looking at games tomorrow night. Look on paper what results you expect to happen. You say Byron Nelson, Keller, Byron Nelson.
He's tackled by Braylon Ellis.
Observers would think can take care of that one, but it's a big one for them because Byron Nelson's 1-2 with losses to Carroll and Trinity. They really can't afford another loss at this point in the year.
Well, you can't. And you know, Byron Nelson team and Keller's a scrappy team. They're going to come out. They're going to fight. They have that kind of nothing to lose mentality. And sometimes, Chris, those are the tough games to play.
Hill maybe a couple of yards on that carry. Some extracurricular activities going on after the play, and flag comes out. Then the other one, Trinity and Timber Creek. That fourth playoff spot is going to be interesting to watch as the season goes along. If the three teams that you would expect do what you think they're going to do, because there could be three teams in the mix.
Unnecessary rushes on the defense, number 11. Penalty, time position to the goal, an automatic first down.
And Braden Houston, cornerback, flagged for personal foul, half the distance, and it'll be first and goal for Carroll.
You know, it's kind of lining up for that November 8th last week of the season. You know, possibly if it irons out how it is now, you know, Timber Creek versus Northwest for that final spot possibly.
Who doesn't love a game with a spot on the line? As Hill has hit at the line, stood up, trying to keep those legs moving. Does end up gaining a couple of yards, but shy of the goal line.
I love seeing this by the Carroll offensive line. You know, Hudson Hibbs, Landon Gents, Will Barley, Lincoln Zartman, Lucas Shug. They're getting after this talented defensive line, and they're determined to get in the end zone here, Chris.
Second and goal. Fowler and Hill in the backfield. Fowler keeps it. Looking for the goal line, gets there, touchdown. Coleman Fowler with his first touchdown of the season. And it gives Carroll a 48-7 lead.
Well, I said this offensive line was determined to get in the end zone and watch Will Barley, the center. This is a hard block. You're trying to reach really a shade technique on the guard. He does a great job on just getting a piece of him and getting some movement and getting Fowler into the end zone. Great statement drive by that second unit for Carroll Dragon.
Low snap. Hayes has to pick it up. Throws for the touchdown. Gonna have to see that again.
Pass complete to Crawford Taylor.
I think it was a low snap. And coming up with the touchdown, or the conversion, Crawford Taylor.
That's every big guy's dream, Chris. I'll tell you that much.
This was a design fake.
That's a touchdown brought to you by our touchdown sponsor, Texas Capital Bank. Now over to Southlake Town Square.
Crawford got off the line.
Was that Zach Hayes who threw it?
Yeah, that was Zach Hayes, the holder. Crawford Taylor took off the line and ran a route.
They're just doing everything, right? You're making sacks, tackles for losses. The defense getting a little bit of offensive love here on the two-point conversion. Incredible job, guys.
$2,500 end of the year appreciated gift.
Dragon special teams showing up again. First two-point conversion of the season for the Dragons. It's now 50-7. Special teams came up big early as well. Tipped punt set up great field position for Carroll earlier. You can just see along the sideline how excited the two-point try got everybody.
Well, you love to see that no matter what, the Dragons are engaged, the sidelines, even if you're a backup, if you're a starter, you're rooting for everyone to succeed. You got to love that about the team. It says a lot about the culture, Chris.
Macero Kickoff. Tackle your hunger pregame, postgame this weekend or any day with queso Macero and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Find us at the shops at Southlake. Macero, where love is always on the house. Eaton will come back on offense with 5:33 to go in this one.
Ball spotted at the 25-yard line. Eagles take over their 1st and 10.
Talked about some games going on in this district this weekend. Of course, Thursday night, a lot of districts have action because of shared stadiums. Their games right now, Haltom up 23-14 on Grand Prairie. They keep it on the ground to Rivers for a gain of a few.
Yeah, if you look at it, probably looking at the marquee matchup this week is going to be obviously DeSoto and Duncanville.
Oh, yeah.
And without a doubt, that's going to be a game that, you're going to try to find on TV, at least watch it. I mean, those are two titans of a program, and that should be a great matchup.
A couple of D1 quarterbacks in that one. Keelan Russell, Duncanville's quarterback, is going to Alabama. He's a 5-star recruit. Keep it on the ground again, get close to the first down marker.
I heard there's a certain person out of Colorado trying to get Russell to come down for official visit. Speaking of official visits, trying to get him out of the grass of Alabama.
1st and 10.
Wonder how much Vanderbilt helped his cause.
Well, that goes to show you, Chris, at any team can at any weekend, and that was kind of upset central last weekend.
Yep.
And that happens at the college level. That can happen in the high school level. So, so to speak, trap games. And some of these people who are budding to get into the playoffs, like a Timber Creek and like a Northwest, if you're a Byron Nelson, those people are fighting for everything. You got to be careful with those games.
Pass completed for a first down by Stubbe. Checking on something here.
Remain downfield on the pass to the 76. 5-yard penalty, remain first down.
The offensive lineman got a little too far down the field. Win in at cornerback now, by the way, for Eaton.
Yeah, Daniel Dickerson, but the backup tackle, who's now in. Houston Knox is in at left tackle as well, spelling Brandon Culver, and then Dickerson coming in for Jaden Young.
One of the other games that is looking at top matchups in the state in District 3-5A Division 1, Denton Ryan, coming off that loss to Aledo, now has to take on Richland, who's ranked 5th in the state. Eaton is going to take a timeout here, and we will take it as well with 3:52 to go in the 4th. It's Carroll 50, Eaton 7 on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey, you Dragon fans, it's Julie Walter with the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title in Southlake. I have some great news for all you homeowners. With school and football in full swing, this season will still be a great time to buy, sell, or refinance your home. At the start of football season, we will still see families moving into the Southlake area. Call your friends at the Baker Firm to get more information, and I promise you we will provide a smooth closing from beginning to end for your Dragon family. With our real estate attorney, Chris Baker, on hand 24/7, you will be sure to score a touchdown closing in our office. Protect the tradition with the Baker firm.
First and 15 here. Some movement up front, and the play is blown dead. Likely going to be a false start against Eaton.
Offside, the contact on the defense to the 49. 5-yard penalty, your first down.
It's actually on Carroll. Defensive tackle severe, got him a cool-up. Made contact, so he gets the 5 yards back for the Eagles. But talking about other games this weekend, at the 5A level, the number 4 team in the state, Denton Ryan, the number 5 team in the state, Richland, facing off tomorrow. And that's a district that also involves Aledo, as there is late contact along the far sideline. Hope everybody's okay over there, as it looks like support staff member went down as well, but he appears to be up and moving okay. No flags come in.
We got a big Dragon matchup in the Red River Shootout.
We do.
Green River's back in action for the Texas Longhorns as they take on the Oklahoma Sooners.
Texas ranked number 1, of course, but we know that anything can happen in that game. This one is complete. It will be a first down for the Eagles. Some other North Texas quarterbacks in the mix for Oklahoma as well. Michael Hawkins Jr. made his first start for the Sooners a couple of weeks ago. I read his stat today. He's going to be the first true freshman ever to start for Oklahoma against Texas.
That's incredible when you think about the line of quarterbacks that come through Oklahoma. You know, the young man came out of Frisco, Emerson. Just watching him play was just an incredible sight at the high school level. And the dude at a true freshman level, Chris, at quarterback, it's pretty incredible.
Jaden Farrar-Cantrell on that carry for Eaton. Remember the story last year, transferred from Allen to Emerson and led Emerson on an unlikely deep run in the 5A playoffs. The other quarterback for Oklahoma, another guy that Dragon fans are familiar with, that was Jackson Arnold. Denton Geyer quarterback for a couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, Jackson Arnold was such a competitor.
Stubbe had a wide open receiver inside the 20, and the ball was dropped. Under 2 minutes to go.
So when you look at it, you also have Jacob Jordan who's on the OU side, Carroll grad, and his season was cut a little short last year, just with the injury, and he's doing phenomenal things at Oklahoma as well. And that's going to be neat. You're going to see 2 Dragons on Saturday at one of the most legendary games there are.
Have you ever been to it?
I can tell you, Chris, I have not been to it.
I have not either. This one stays on the ground for Eaton. Powerful run by Farrar-Cantrell. And flag comes in late after the play. One of the Dragon on the sideline got excited, went out to high-five a teammate, and flag came out.
For the call here.
Get a sideline warning on Southlake. Their first sideline warning of the game.
You know, somewhat if you're a coach here, on either side, it gets a little chippy here at the end, and what you don't want to see is anything lead that can carry over to the next week, so you got to be careful with that. And I think they're both wanting to kind of see the time run out and move on the next week here. But guys, just play a little safe. No need for anything after the whistle.
Wynn rolling out, will throw for the end zone, and it is hauled in by Eaton at the 1-yard line. Going up to get it for the Eagles Number 33.
Great protection by the Eaton offensive line. And again, when doing the design rollout and just delivering a strike. And a great play and a great way to catch you at the high point on the Eaton receiver.
It's Keaton Novotny. Been one of their kick returners tonight. Haven't seen him get a ton of snaps at the receiver position. As Wynn comes in, takes the snap, going to keep it himself, run up the middle into the end zone for a touchdown. With under a minute to go, Eaton gets into the end zone for the second time tonight. It is 50-13.
And again, great job by Eaton getting the opportunity and getting in the end zone. And Coach Miller, you've got to say, hey guys, I don't care what happens in the scoreboard. I just want to see you compete and go to the whistle. And they've been doing that so far.
And the extra point be taken by Peyton Ertl. Snap is down, and the kick is good. With 56 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, it is Carroll 50, Eaton 14 on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hello, Dragon fans. I'm Steven Nelson, partner at Mills Wealth. Our team is celebrating our 25th year anniversary of helping Dragons succeed financially. As an independent firm, we aren't owned by a bank or an insurance company. Instead, we're fiduciaries doing only what we believe is best for our clients. If your finances need a second opinion or would like to tap into our expertise, come meet with our certified financial planners or CPAs and learn how we can help you win just like the Dragons. Look us up online or give us a call at millswealthadvisors.com.
Just under a minute to go in this one, as you see Brock Boyd and Christian Glenn back to receive the Nacero kickoff for the Dragons. Short kick. Boyd muffs it. It's recovered by the Dragons. As Carroll falls on it, Marcus Brous jumping on that one for Carroll. And Dragons just need to run out 54 seconds to move to 7-0 on the season.
Yeah, overall, I think that's Carroll's timeline has been just incredible. The game was over probably, honestly, by the end of the first half, Chris. I mean, Eaton couldn't really get much started, and kudos to the second group of Southlake being able to move the ball methodically down the field and getting some points on the board.
And Carroll will take a knee once. Fowler's still in there at quarterback, and we'll do it one more time. And this one will be allowed to expire. Well, Eaton is beginning a tough stretch that we talked about that it seems like a lot of these teams are facing in the district. Carroll, Byron Nelson, and Trinity back to back to back for the Eagles coming up here in district play. Fowler takes another knee, and that will be the last snap that needs to be taken tonight. Carroll, meanwhile, talked about a matchup of unbeaten team, more than likely. We'll check the Northwest score one more time. At Northwest next Friday. Before we switch our focus to that one, we wrap it up here at Dragon Stadium tonight. Robert, a dominant performance, both sides of the ball for the Dragons.
Oh, I think so. I think when you look at this game, Carroll came out so fast and on top, and they were relentless, and they executed on multiple phases of the game: special teams, defense, offense. Getting a score on defense, and then also just executing their will on offense, which is what you want to see. And I think overall, great team effort by the Dragons tonight, Chris.
They shake hands with the Eagles at midfield. We will take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll wrap this one up for you. Final score tonight: Carroll beats Eaton 50-14 on the Dragon Sports Network.
Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty. Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
For mission-critical business litigation in Texas, business owners and executives trust Sean McCaskill and the law firm of Godwin Bowman PC. My wife Laura and I are 20-year residents of Southlake and the proud parents of 4 dragons. I've been a dedicated volunteer in Southlake for the past 13 years, including serving 7 years on Southlake City Council. I'm the president and managing shareholder at Godwin Bowman, which was established in Dallas in 1980 to serve clients with business litigation issues all the way to the Texas Supreme Court. I've been with the firm for over 20 years, and I'm board certified in civil appellate law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization. Please consider me, Sean McCaskill, and the law firm of Godwin Bowman for your business litigation needs. Please visit our website at www.godwinbowman.com for more information. I promise you that we'll provide big city experience together with small town service.
Welcome to Macero Southlake, where American life meets Mexican spirit. Experience our renowned Mexican-inspired dishes, featuring Tex-Mex classics, inventive salads, a variety of seafood, and our award-winning cheeseburger. But save room for dessert, and we offer a wide selection of curated cocktails, over 20 wines by the glass, and refreshing, vibrant mocktails. At Macero, we're more than just food and drinks. We're an entire experience. It's sharing laughter, spending time with family and friends, and creating new memories. Whether you're looking for a pre- or post-game meal, weekend brunch, or any queso-craving weekday, join us in the shops of Southlake. Come see why at Macero, everyone's treated like family, and love is always on the house.
This is John McKellar from White's Chapel in Southlake. This is one of my favorite times of the year because football is back. The Dragons are all about tradition, and White's Chapel is no different. For over 150 years, White's Chapel has been at the heart of this community. We're a church that preaches a message of grace and love. We'd like to invite you to join us for worship this weekend. Go Dragons!
Hello, Dragon fans. Julie Walter here from the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title, located right here in Southlake. It's Dragon football season, and as a mother of 4 former Dragons, I truly know how busy our fall schedules can get. At the Baker Firm, we provide great customer service with our knowledgeable escrow team, and we pride ourselves with a boutique-style title office that will close our customers anywhere in the DFW area. So, as you get ready to sell, buy, or refinance your home, be sure to tell your local agent or lender you want to close with the Baker Firm, and you are sure to score a touchdown.
Welcome back to Dragon Stadium. Carroll 50-14 winners over Eaton tonight. The Dragons improved to 7-0 on the season. Eaton falls to 3-3. Remember, just about the rest of the way, Carroll will have always played one more game than its opponents as the Dragons' bye week comes in week 11 of the season. Not split up at any point earlier than that. But Robert, we saw a Carroll offense that in the first half scored on 5 of 6 possessions, a defense that held Eaton scoreless through 24 minutes, and really as good of a performance through 2 quarters that the Dragons have shown at any point this season.
I don't know what else you can ask for. You know, if you're Riley Dodge looking at the game and recapping it on execution-wise, I'm sure there's some little things they wanted to clean up. But, you know, doing it on special teams and doing it on the offense, doing it on the ground and in the air, and then on the flip side on the defense, playing majority of the time with a 3-man front, shutting down a run game, and attacking the football, then making plays, and getting a touchdown on defense. It's a pretty good game.
I mentioned the special teams, and not to say that Carroll wasn't sound on special teams last year, because they didn't make mistakes, but it feels like this year there's more big plays coming from special teams, whether that's blocked punts, big returns, forcing fumbles on another team's return. It seems like those guys are coming up with momentum-shifting plays more often this season.
Well, I think it's part of the game, right? And you look at, I think it's a tradition of Southlake. They've always tried to excel in special teams, and it is an opportunity. Again, you look at it, special teams are part of the game for a reason, right? And if you're not going to try to excel at it, then, there's really no use of it. But, Southlake tries to use it as a weapon, and we've seen it a lot this year, going after kicks, making big plays. They've just done a great job on emphasizing that. That comes from the staff, and it comes from the culture and the kids, no matter where you're at, wanting to make a play.
Well, tonight was Pink Out Night here at Dragon Stadium, also 6th grade official visit night, as you see plenty of pink dotting the field right now. Players talk to families, friends. Remember, no school tomorrow in Carroll ISD, so kids not in a rush to get home on a Thursday night. Next week, another Thursday night game. Maybe won't be quite the same leisurely pace after Thursday night game, especially on the road, but it will be a battle of unbeaten teams next Thursday when Carroll plays at Northwest ISD Stadium.
Yeah, I think, the great thing about playing on Thursdays is that it is kind of almost like a mini bye week. You get a little extra rest, you get to recoup a little bit, you get to heal up, and so there is a little bit of an advantage for a Southlake team. And then, playing next week against Northwest, which they're going to give it everything they got, some 2 unbeatens, like you said, and then you can take a little bit more time after that Thursday game too to recoup.
Well, Scott Farrell working as quickly as humanly possible up here in the booth, getting us some stats before we say goodnight this evening as we take a look at his final stat sheet. For the Dragons, 393 total yards of offense to 244 for Eaton. Carroll had 234 on the ground, 159 through the air. Eaton 163 on the ground, 181 in terms of passing yards. Carroll 5 of 7 on third down, held Eaton, Robert, to just 3 of 10 on third down, a place where the Dragons excelled tonight.
Yeah, and I think, holding to the third down, but, putting Eaton in those positions where they're having to battle out of third and fourth down. I don't care who you are or what team you are, consistently, you can't do that.
Dragons able to force a couple of turnovers, turn it over once themselves. And from an individual standpoint for Carroll, Angelo Renda, the quarterback, 8 of 15 for 136 yards, 3 touchdowns and an interception. He also had 1 rush for 15 yards. Most of those completions went to Brody Knowles, 3 for 26 and a touchdown. Brock Boyd had 2 for 79 and a score, and 2 to Jacob Fraga. John Mark Fraga, as well, with a couple of catches tonight. 1 catch each to Blake Gunter for a touchdown, 1 to Davis Penn, 1 to Anderson Bowman, and 1 to Christian Glenn for Renda. On the ground for the Dragons tonight, Davis Penn, 11 carries, 131 yards. I think that's a pretty good yards per carry average, and a touchdown. Glenn, 9 for 21. Hill, 4 for 38. Boyd had the 1 on the sweep for 29 yards, in which he got into the end zone, and Coleman Fowler had 2 carries for 10 yards and his first touchdown of the season. So all in all, a good offensive performance for the Dragons tonight.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things you can take away from the game. I think I'm excited about the second team getting in there and moving the ball. Came out relatively injury-free. You move on, take some time to recoup, get ready for Northwest, and really that's going to be a battle. They're going to come after it, and get prepared and get ready, get in the playoffs.
That'll wrap it up for us tonight here from Dragon Stadium, where once again Carroll moves to 7-0 with a 50-14 win over Eaton. So for our director, Tim Polster, producer, Bill Webb, statistician, Scott Farrell, and for Robert Clayton, Chris Blake saying goodnight from Dragon Stadium. Thanks for hanging out with us. Tonight's broadcast presented by White's Chapel Methodist Church on the Dragon Sports Network.
This week's Dragon football broadcast has been brought to you by White's Chapel United Methodist Church, Feed Store Barbecue, Kim Bedwell, Briggs Freeman Sotheby, Godwin Bowman PC, The Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title, Tommy Pennington Realty Group, Macero, All-Star Orthopedics, Clayton and Clayton Real Estate, Hearst Autoplex, Southlake Dermatology, CLC Roofing, Patriot Mobile, AC Pros,
and Mills Wealth Advisors. Thanks for joining us, and go Dragons!